Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. Letting everybody jump along in here now. Uh, we're back. We're back at it again. Backstreet Boys.
Uh,
All right.
uh,
Um, no, we're back at it. We're back on doing. Do it. Oh, you turned off your camera. What happened, James?
hold on.
Okay, there you are. You're back. Um, we're back at it again. As you can see, we're kind of back at it in a weird way, mainly because uh, life in the nostalgic home has been crazy. People getting sick, people and whatever. So we're kind of just evading each other like taxes. Um, so I'm currently in an undisclosed location. It's my safe home where I uh, evade my taxes and all the fun illegal stuff. Don't evade taxes.
He doesn't like me anymore, is what he's saying.
Uh, no, I quite enjoy being in the nostalgic home. Um, I just y'all
Gotta keep it safe here.
everybody's you know you know
Sicker than a dog.
pretty much, and I don't feel like being the six
Got
again.
another, so basically, got a strep throat scare, and we don't want to give Ryan strep throat, so he's currently at another location.
Yeah. No. Let me
Uh,
know if you guys are getting any sort of double audio because whenever James does talk, I see it peaking. Well, I see it coming through on my end.
I'll say
So,
I'm Pete.
let me know if you guys hear any double audio or anything, and that way I can, change it and stuff. Because we've been having some issues of like mics being too quiet and everything. So we're kind of still figuring a lot out. If you didn't see on one of the posts, we posted that we spent 18 hours recording, and for all of it just to go right down the drain. It was exhausting to say the least. We sat there and recorded a bunch of episodes of we can say it now because the first episode came out today of The Walking Dead. We recorded like 8 episodes.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, we recorded like 8 episodes of the of that game,
I
and
actually don't remember.
plus
It's long.
I think I like a couple episodes of some other games and everything, but like literally 18 hours of nonstop recording. Well, not nonstop. We recorded 10 hours one day and 8 hours the next day. And I came back to my undisclosed location because that's when I came back there, found out that everybody was sick, and then immediately left again, and came back here to edit, and all the footage was just absolutely trashed.
Called me immediately.
And yeah, I called him, honestly wanting to cry. Like I was so fucking upset with the fact that all of our footage is just gone. Is just done for, Dunzo, Dunyan rings. So we got a lot of work to do. We got a lot of catching up to do because, yeah, we only had like a week prepared for everybody. So we
2 weeks.
yeah. Well, no, like we only had like a week's worth of stuff. So once this week's up, we gotta post some stuff.
Oh yeah, already edited and stuff. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not talking about what we recorded. It was
So
2 weeks.
it was like 2 weeks. We had like almost a month worth of fucking footage recorded for you
Yeah.
for you guys, and just all down the drain. But none of that. Welcome to the podcast. That podcast being Sweet Nostalgia. As always, I'm your guys' host Ryan, joined via the interwebs, Jams. You need to do your thing,
Hello.
and
Noodles.
He comes to you live from the webcams on Skype. Now that's nostalgia. I said that,
Skype, dude. Sent chills down my back.
dude. I was talking to Anna, and I was like, I was about to talk about this. I was about to talk to us having to do this, and I said Skype. Like, oh, we'll have to do it over Skype. And I literally stopped. I was like, what the fuck did I just say? Did I just say Skype? Like, what the fuck? What in my right brain told me to say
Right.
to say Skype? You know, I was like, I haven't used Skype since I was like 12. You know what I mean? Skype. I'm pretty sure. I mean, is Skype even around anymore, or is it dead? I don't know.
I can't really know.
Oh, I mean, we have computers in front of us, so we can actually look it up now. But as you guys can read in the title, we're revisiting a tried and true episode that I was like we loved talking about, but cartoons. We're gonna talk about cartoons again, because James was not here for the first time that we did cartoons. So, huh?
So now you got my good side.
So now we want to. I wanted James to come and be a part of that episode, and he wanted to be on it and just kind of get his point of view. We were trying to get Dom over here and be on the show again with us, but Dom's a shady dude. That Dom is
shady guy. That Dom.
But no, and no one else cares about our show like we do, so we figured we would just do it ourselves. But no,
we figured, we'll go out of our way, talk about it on a Wednesday.
Here we are on a Wednesday talking about cartoons.
Like grown men do.
No, so I mean it's hit it. I've been asking all over the socials here lately. Trying to get everybody backed up. Like I said, like it's been such a process trying to like get acclimated again to promoting, getting everybody hyped back up for the show, getting everybody back into the swing of being on like the show being a thing, because since we haven't done it for so long. But I've been trying to get everybody hyped up and asking everybody this question: what cartoon kid were you? Were you a Nickelodeon, Disney Channel, Cartoon Network? What kid were you?
What kid was I?
Yeah,
I was a Cartoon Network kid.
100% Cartoon Network. Like,
I mean, I would watch like cartoon specifically, Cartoon Network, but like, if I was watching something else, it was definitely Disney Channel.
No, I've always found myself venturing back over to Cartoon Network. I think I found the majority of my favorite cartoons on Cartoon Network. I don't know, but Nickelodeon is like a close second. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because Nickelodeon just had the bangers. What were you saying?
So I didn't watch much Nickelodeon.
I don't know. Nickelodeon had all like the classics in it. You know what I mean? Like Cat Dog, Rugrats, all the good stuff. You had. I mean, what I think it had Ren and Stimpy too. I think Nickelodeon did. I don't know. Did it?
I don't remember.
My
keyboard is pissing me off. Is what's happening.
Your keyboard's acting up.
Yeah, it's using WASD is only arrow keys now, and my arrow keys are WASD. How did I do that?
Maybe press the FN, the function key.
Yeah, I have been since before we started.
Cartoons.
I'm gonna plug in my other keyboard. You keep
on
looking that up.
Cartoon Network. I mean, not Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon. In the 2000s, we'll do that. But yeah, no, it had Nickelodeon had. I'm gonna open up a couple tabs here. Cartoons on Cartoon Network. They just had.
I mean, you had the Courage the Cowardly Dog, dude.
I prefer.
Yeah, Saturday morning cartoons. You had the Flintstones. the Jetsons.
and then Disney.
Boomerang was lit. You know what I'm saying?
Cartoons on Disney Channel.
I don't remember Disney Channel having very many good cartoons. I know they had a lot of live action stuff. You know, like Hannah Montana and all that shit.
Yeah. Let's go. We're talking about Nickelodeon. No, Nickelodeon just had a. It's where it's hard to go between because like like Nickelodeon had a bunch of good cartoons, and Cartoon Network just had they didn't. I wouldn't say as many. I don't know. Actually, no. Never mind. That's a bold faced lie. There's a bunch of those two just had the best cartoons because I mean, Nickelodeon. I think why I always went to Cartoon Network is because like they're a little bit grittier. I think maybe because you had like Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy.
Yeah, that's really what drew me to it. Was Courage, Grim Adventures, Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends.
Yeah, Foster's Home was good. Like yeah, it was just like a different type of comedy. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Versus what Nickelodeon had.
Nickelodeon had Fairly Odd Parents.
Fairly Odd Parents was great. Yeah, no, like
But I was still I don't know. I was a Cartoon Network kid, dude.
Yeah, because I mean, Cartoon Network. What did they have? They had What's New Scooby Doo. You had that banger of a song that came out of it. From Simple
Fairly
Plan.
Odd Parents, Chip Skylark.
Oh
Shiny
yeah,
Teeth.
I know how to play that on guitar. It's a useless talent, but I know how to play it.
It's not useless.
But yeah, Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. I don't that
my favorite.
That show, Blue and Cheese especially, Cheese, dude, chocolate milk. Cheese was amazing. Dexter's Laboratory was I don't know. It was just,
in Dexter's Lab.
Yeah, and like all the music for all these cartoons, like even there's no vocals to Foster's Home, but like just the piano playing. You know what I mean? That doon doon or whatever. That was I don't know, like all the characters. I think, God, that this breathes so much of like why new cartoons are such shit compared to the old ones. Because like you had like something like Foster's Home, where like each of these characters are so different and have their own personalities and everything, and they look different, and all the cartoons look different from each other. And then with cartoons nowadays, they all just kind of like, here's the template, here's what we're gonna do. This is how everybody's gonna look like, and we're gonna change nothing at all. Like, and they're all we're all just gonna follow these steps of creating a cartoon, and nothing else. Like, we're not gonna make any.
But like, I mean, some newer cartoons were good. Yeah, like a regular show. Regular show is fucking hilarious.
Yeah, no, there's a couple of those newer ones that aren't bad. You know what I mean? Because like regular show's good, and then
Amazing World of Gumball.
Yeah,
it's cooked.
Gumball. I'll say every day. Gumball is an amazing show. I think I said that last time we did this episode. Gumball is so fun. It is hilarious. It's cooked. It's weird. Like I'll give it to Gumball. And I like. Can I pull this over here? Yeah, I like We Bare Bears. We Bare Bears is really good. That was a newer one because I thought We Bare Bears was it was fun, it was cute, you know what I mean?
Three little bear brothers.
Yeah, just three bears just hanging out, doing dude shit. You know what I mean? Getting into mischief.
Dude shit.
But else like the Powerpuff Girls, like, obviously it was more catered to girls, but it was still a banger show. Yeah.
What was the name of the three Powerpuff dudes?
Oh, the bro ones that had like the helmets on or whatever? I don't know. I don't remember.
No. They were like the same thing as the Powerpuff Girls, but they were just boys.
Oh, I remember that. Annie! Hi, buddies. We finally got our hi buddies. Fanny, dude. We've been
so long.
We've been talking about you. Where have you been, dude? We've been complaining about you not being in the chat. You've missed 2 of the episodes since we've been back.
Oh, they were called the Rowdy Rough Boys.
The Rowdy
Brick, Boomer, and Butch.
What were their names?
Brick, Boomer, and Butch.
Brick, Boomer, and Butch.
Yeah, they're known as the Rowdy Rough Boys, not the Powerpuff.
Rowdy Rough Boys. Annie says, "Oh, you guys missed me." Yeah, we did. You should have heard. You should have heard James. He's bitching all day long about it.
I was bitching about it.
If you go to, I think the last episode, the last podcast that we did, I think I literally said at the end of it, I'm trying to drag it on to see if Annie shows up. I legitimately, you can quote me on that. I legitimately said that, and I'll clip it and I'll send it to you.
For like 45 minutes waiting for you.
Yeah, we waited, and you never showed. We almost gave up doing the show. We about called it off.
I'll be real with you. I almost kicked him out.
Yeah, we about disbanded the channel and stopped doing it. Actually, that's kind of why we're in separate locations, because we were arguing about it. And we're just
well, I mean, and thank God you showed up when you did, because we were on the ropes here.
Yeah, I think we tried to do something to change it up, spice it up, you know what I mean? Keep the spark alive, and, it didn't work. You were the glue that was keeping us together. You were the buddy keeping us buddying, you know what I mean? And he says, "I'm sorry." Do we forgive her?
I think we'll let this one slide. Don't let it happen again.
Okay. Back to cartoons. But yeah, no, Courage is the next one that was popping up. I think this is like ordering that, yeah. Oh no, it's just a list. LOL. Is what Annie says. But yeah, Courage was just a good time, man, because like it gave you like that creep factor. It gave like it had the horror in it. It was funny. He had a talking dog as half talking dog, whatever.
And half talking, yeah. The things I do for love.
And you had Eustace and his mallet. You know what I mean? It's just a good time, man. It was just
dog. You made me look bad.
You dumb dog, you make me look bad. It was just a good time. You know what I mean? And I think what was your favorite Courage episode, or which one like stuck out the most to you, besides Return the Slab? Because that's what everybody says.
Man.
You can't do the typical one. Everybody's like, "Oh, Return the Slab," because that's what everybody says. And he says, in my defense, I've had a hold on a medical things going on, fun shit. And then Annie says, "I love Courage." Well, Annie, your health should not get in the way of your responsibilities of coming and saying hi, buddies, on the show. No, we hope you feel better.
The episode where Muriel was just a mute and she played the thing the whole time.
Oh, yeah, I know that episode.
Yeah, and she was just playing her little instrument the whole time. She didn't talk at all.
Like what did she play? Was it like a harp?
I'm about to look it up, actually.
No, I think
it might have been like a harpsichord or something like that.
It was something weird. Foxy. Annie says Foxy. Is that like your favorite? Are you like bringing back 70 terms, like 1970s terms, like, oh, that's Foxy, like kind of thing, or what are you? Are you talking about FNAF?
Yeah, she played a harp guitar.
Harp guitar.
Weird.
But no, I think my favorite.
Maybe that just looked up.
Huh?
Maybe that just looked up some chick named Muriel.
You just found an artist named Muriel. No, I think the episode that stuck out the most for me was the episode with the goose, the ones that laid like the gold eggs and shit. Yeah. Those geese were fucking funny, bro, and they're just. I don't know what.
You remember that big ass fly?
Yeah. I remember the big fly. What was also, once again, besides Return the Slab, what do you think was like the episode that kind of scared you the most?
What episode scared me the most? You remember that? Remember that tall, slinky thing that would come from the distance? It looked super real.
Cajun
on the screen.
Oh yeah. Andy says Cajun Fox episode. I don't know if I know which one is that.
Okay, I found it. It's the Big Stinkin' City episode. Where's the picture of the character?
Cajun Fox. Oh yeah, that fox little fucker. He kept coming back all the time.
Yeah, Cajun Fox was hilarious.
But which one were you talking about?
Hold on.
Yeah, no, mine was the goose. I don't know, because like they're like aliens and shit. Oh, hang on, I'm on a delay. Yeah, you might just want to refresh it or come back in. Oh, timestamp. Okay, I can turn on timestamps.
Trying to find the.
I'm trying. Yeah, I'm trying to remember the one that scared because I had it in my head for a minute. I don't know if there was another one because I was trying to think of one besides the Return the Slab. Courage episodes.
Isn't there one where Muriel dies?
Was there?
I think so. I don't remember actually.
I don't remember. The demon in the mattress episode for me for scariest. I think I remember that one. The demon in the mattress. You remember the one that had like the white floating head?
Yeah.
That one was because like it was like a real face. That one was
You
pretty.
remember the one where
that was pretty
Muriel
fucked.
got possessed?
Yeah.
That was pretty spooky.
I think the reason why the one.
Oh, the foot episode grossed me out.
Which one?
The foot episode. This is
Oh
the top
yeah.
15, like creepiest Courage the Cowardly Dog episodes.
Yeah, that one was pretty
The
weird.
number 15 is called The Quilt Club, when this like Siamese twin lady literally made Muriel a quilt.
Mm.
Like made her into a quilt. It
Oh,
was super
I
creepy.
think I remember that one.
And then number 14, The Clutching Foot. Super gross. It's literally a foot, like a purple foot, when every toe is a different
Oh
face.
yeah. I remember that one.
Gross.
Nah,
Number 13, The Great Fusili, is a puppeteer. Ugh.
oh yeah, I remember the puppeteer one. That one was cool.
Number 12, The Mask. This is the floating white head you were talking about.
Yeah, that thing was fucking weird looking, right?
Yeah, it's like a baby doll face. Gross. Ew. Windmill Vandals is number 11. It was the Four Horsemen episode. Yeah, that one was super creepy. Yeah, and they decapitated a bunch of people in that episode. Super weird.
the creepy
Big
smile,
Stinking
dude.
City.
Yeah.
Big Stinking City is the one I was talking about, where that big ass cockroach kidnaps Muriel and puts her in the
Oh
apartment.
yeah.
Yeah, dude, that cockroach was so creepy, dude.
What's this? Oh, it's the next cartoon in this little list. We'll do like these like top 10 that they're doing, and then we'll. Johnny Bravo was another one. There's not much to Johnny Bravo besides just a cool dude, just going around macking on the chicks and stuff like that. But like, it was just fun. You know what I mean? It was just a cool time.
The first womanizer.
Oh yeah, dude. Back when sexism was cool. You know what I mean? And
Back when.
no, it was I don't know, there wasn't much to it, you know what I mean? This is a guy, it was some white guy walking around like, hey mama,
Hey mama.
but it was just fun. The way that he talked was fun to watch. And
Camp Laszlo.
that was gonna be one I was gonna get to. The one before that though I was gonna get is Ed, Edd n Eddy.
Oh, I love Ed, Edd n Eddy.
The tried and true. I don't know. Yeah, we were watching a couple episodes. Granted, those episodes that we watched did not hit as much as I thought they were going to. We were just kind of just watching cartoons.
No, but when Ed starts eating his mattress, that
dude
killed me, dude.
Anytime Ed gets involved with anything, it's just the best. I mean,
just do a watch party.
Just do it. Well, no. We talked about that. I mean, Annie can contest to that because that's when we first started talking to Annie. I said that we were gonna do like a watch party with everybody and just watch some cartoons and shit. But yeah, no, definitely have to watch some Ed, Edd n Eddy, just from like season 1 and up. I don't know, Ed, Edd n Eddy for me, it was just once again, there's a bunch of kids doing dude shit, and I was a dude doing shit.
Yeah. So one of them was super smart. It was Double D, and then one of them was handicapped. It was Ed, and then Eddie was the scheming, conniving little turd, man. The Ponzi schemer,
fucking schemer, dude, trying to get a quarter.
Yeah, we watched a clip of an episode where Eddie like convinced everybody that summer was still going on, and it was in November.
Yeah.
So he was like grilling up like hunks of a tire to sell his cheeseburgers.
Dude, he's a fucking con artist, that
Dude,
guy.
he's working them, dude.
I mean,
painted the leaves green. He,
don't
you
get
know,
don't get me wrong. Like, he was the first like true hustler. You know what I mean? In cartoon form. I was a dudette. That's what she was.
remember when that was a term.
Dudette. Yeah, dude and
I
dudettes.
mean, it's still technically a term, but like, it was like, if you called a girl a dude, she'd be like, "I'm not a dude, I'm a dudette," and I'm like,
I was
Shut
a dudette.
"Shut up, bro."
Doing dude
Dude
shit.
is a universal term.
Yeah, it's we can stay away from getting political here, but yeah. I missed that time. A big thing with Ed and Eddie for me is that there was we always go back to video games. There was a Ed and Eddie video game for the GameCube.
Did you collect all the Jawbreakers?
Oh yeah, dude. The game was what was it
Oh, yeah.
called? Ed
Old either.
and Eddie game.
There was a couple, so make sure you get the right one.
It was the Mist Adventures
There you go. Yeah.
because it came out on PlayStation and excuse me, GameCube.
I played it on the GameCube.
Dude and bro are both universal. Yeah, I don't know why people are getting all butthurt about it. I'll call you a dude. Oh yeah, they also did the
I'll never call you late for dinner.
Never Call You Shirley. There was
Name that movie.
huh?
No, you're gonna quote it. Name the movie.
Airplane.
All right, good shit.
I know.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I was gonna say Naked Gun. Same guy.
Yeah, it's the same
different
guy.
movie.
I've done that multiple times, but it's
Same guy,
Airplane.
different movie.
It's the same fucking concept.
That's what we should do. We should do movies revisited again.
Oh yeah, you want to do that again? I thought we revisited that. That'll be the third time we've revisited that, right? Oh no.
Yeah, but there are so many movies.
Well, no,
dude.
we scrapped it. I forgot. I think.
Oh yeah, one of them we recorded and never posted.
Yeah.
And then the
we got
second one,
we got so many pre-recorded episodes
we
that
gave up.
have
We
not
just- we're
seen the
just
light of
giving up.
day.
Yeah,
They're not bad episodes. They're just not
oh, they
it.
were good.
But the next one is Codename Kids Next Door.
Codename Kid Next Door, dude. Oh, I played the
How-
hell out of that game too. Really,
What was
but
like one of
I
your
watched-
favorite episodes of that, or
oh,
one that
dude,
stuck out to you?
Name one. I loved all of it. Any episode that had that dude with the big ass mustache. Remember the neighbors?
Oh, yo, with the
Those
walrus.
two guys. Yeah, the walrus mustache. Any episode with him in it and his like
His
friend, I
sidekick
don't
or whatever. Yeah.
any episode with those guys in it, I loved. Those guys were so fun for me.
No, I love that one. You know,
Or
Mark
like the
Mark.
posh kids. Remember like the bougie kids that were in it too?
Oh, the
They were like
the bad.
the opposite
yeah.
of the kids next door. They were like these posh kids that grew up rich and shit. And like, any episode with number two was literally made me feel better about being fat as a kid.
That's fucking
I
funny.
love that guy so much, dude.
No, what was I gonna say?
Like even fat kids can do cool shit.
No, what was I gonna say? You know, Mark Hamill. Mark Hamill was the pirate, by the way.
Yeah.
He was the.
Yeah.
But you know, I think what the episode it was with number 5 when she was going through getting like the golden sprinkles and stuff like that for the ice cream. You remember that episode? That one, I don't know. It was just cool because it was like a big adventure, and it was like one of the kids. It wasn't like not the whole thing, so it was just kind of
You
cool.
watched the movie
Oh yeah, no, the movie was sick.
with the moon base and stuff, dude.
Yeah,
It was so cool.
and I thought because that was the one like they fought like the dad, right? That like
Yeah.
had that black silhouette. I thought he looked
and
so
the,
cool.
And the dad being the villain was, dude. Like I love Codenames Kids Next Door so much.
Oh no, another episode that really stuck out for me was the when they're mining for nuggets and everything.
Yeah,
And it was kind
dude.
of like they're showing it as if it was like back in the Prohibition and like mining, like, you know, sifting through for
Yeah,
gold nuggets and shit like that, but they're actual like
Gold
nuggets.
nuggets.
It was so I don't know, and like they were like doing this whole Western thing where they're like shooting ketchup and barbecue sauce at each other and shit.
And that was the cool thing about Kids Next Door as well, is like their weapons were not really like weapons; they were just inconveniences.
Oh yeah, no, like what
Like like there was a plunger launcher I think they had at one point.
as like where Andy, since you're still in the chat, if you can let me know if you're getting any sort of double audio. I keep seeing every time that James talks, it looks like it comes through my mic, so I just want to check. But so if you could let me know. Uh, yeah, no, I think what was cool, like what's so cool about growing up watching that is like you would see their guns, and it's like, I could build that. I could do that.
I could build a potato launcher. I
Like-
could build a plunger launcher.
I could get a plunger and
I
put
could-
a gas powered thing on it and shoot it across.
You could put a CO2 tank on this Nerf gun and make it a plunger launcher.
I don't hear double. Okay, sweet, thanks. Yeah, no, and like put a little, reel thing on it so I could reel myself in like a grappling hook, and yeah, of course I can. Or I can make a laser gun out of a Coke bottle and whatever.
Yeah.
Dude, like, yeah, there's so much of Codename Kids Next Door that like, it was just so dope, man. Because like it just made you, because it's like I'm a kid, I could be doing this shit, and like that's the thing that we were doing. Like when we talked about the last episode, on our last episode, we were talking about like that's what I was doing in my brain. Because who knows,
Yeah, that was the peak of playing pretend for us.
a big, I mean, I guess you could say a fan theory is like all that's going on in Kids Next Door is all in their brain. They're all just
Well,
playing pretend.
That actually is a fan theory. I'm pretty sure that's what we should do. We should look up fan theories about.
I mean, we
Yeah.
already passed one for Ed, and Eddie, because the whole thing with Ed and Eddie. I don't know if you were never a kid to look into these like fan theories and shit. Like they were so wacky. Like Ed and Eddie, they're all dead. Is the fan theory that they're all dead and they're all in like purgatory. And that's why they're there's like no. I think there's like no adults, and that's why their tongues are all like blue and shit. I don't remember all the details to it, but yeah, no, there's like a whole crazy theory that they're all dead and in purgatory, and it's well, I guess I could say unalived. But I'll say,
Okay, we're gonna backtrack real quick. Here's one about Courage the Cowardly Dog.
oh, they got one for Courage.
It's kind of short, but okay. It says, despite his timid nature in the face of the supernatural horrors going on in the middle of nowhere, Courage never fails to protect his owners from the many monsters and psychopaths. Hey, hold on.
James is new to reading. Just
Okay,
taught,
no,
just taught
this
him
is
the other day.
fan theory at all. This is just an explanation of the show.
Oh, really? This is
Yeah.
it's just a synopsis.
Yeah, it's just like this is pretty much what the show is about.
But to go on to another one of the big ones, and then we'll throw on some honorable mentions for for Cartoon Network. But the Grim Adventures,
Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy.
Billy and Schmandy, dude. I don't know, like it. There's so many things into my childhood that has caused me to be the emo piece of shit that I am today. You know what I mean? Like you got Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, you got Zim, all these like darker cartoons growing up and watching them. I don't know what it like. It just had that creepy factor. It had some creepy stuff in it, and then like you had this Jamaican death that was just cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like the artwork was cool, the characters were fun. It was a fun Billy, dude. I forget that voice actor's name, but
The gravelly shit that Billy would do with his voice all the time. It's like, how do you
dude,
keep-
there is so much shit about this show that was so funny. So many quotes, like Billy is so quotable.
so quotable.
And it's just ridiculous. I clicked too far. Okay, there we go. I clicked too far again. Okay. Cause let me find
I did
some.
find I did find one about courage.
Oh, you did? Okay, well, you tell that one while I look up this little thing of Billy.
It says, throughout the show, it is made clear that Eustace came from an abusive home. His mother's profoundly unpleasant behavior towards him is enough evidence of his and his father likely wasn't much better either. They both favored Eustace's older brother Horst, who was shown to be far more successful than Eustace in every way. Clearly, his parents put far more work into raising Horst than Eustace, and he was likely neglected for the most part. When he wasn't being mistreated, I believe he may have been starved a lot as a child due to the neglect. Perhaps his constant demand for dinner is a subconscious reminder of the days he spent hungry as a child. I believe that Eustace was a lot like Courage as a child. When Eustace hallucinates his young self in The Curse of Shirley, he can plainly see that he was a very timid and meek child who was likely easily frightened. The timidness would have just increased his parents' antipathy towards him, as well as his older brother's abusive treatment. His frequent catchphrase, stupid dog, completely mirrors his mother's own insult of him, stupid boy. If this theory is correct, Courage in many ways reminds Eustace of his horrible childhood and all the things he hates and fears about himself.
Damn. That's
crazy.
That's just that's literally just the therapist report. You know what I mean? Like he went to therapy and that's what he found. What they found.
It's a very long Ed, and Eddie one.
Let me share my screen with you so you can watch these. You can pull this up. Did it share? I'm going live on 2 separate things, so this is probably gonna kill the fucking speed. So
can you? I thought I was cutting in and out. My bad.
Can you see it?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay. We'll play that one. Can I go to it, please? Okay, there we go. I don't blame the cartoons. Why I think goth dark chicks are hot. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's 100% of my problem.
Lol.
You were bad. I thought you were bad. You ain't bad. You ain't nothing.
You ain't nothing.
Ultimate power. Please pass me the salad. Fraggle, Fraggle. Ah! Somebody help me. I like chocolate.
Oh yeah, the episode where he turned into chocolate.
Eat all your vegetables. Then you can have some water. That is my dream dog. He's my best friend ever. I'll never let him go. But if that filthy mud ever tries to sleep in my bed again, I'll spank him with a turkey leg.
Spank him with a turkey leg.
Am I the only one who understands the complexities of this ambitious cinematic masterpiece? This movie isn't stupid. You're stupid. It's empty, just like my soul.
Dude, this voice actor is
That is a trick
amazing.
question, Grim. Everyone knows fruit bats are mammals. What are you doing with my chocolate dip pickles?
It's
Andy
so
brought his
good.
purse. Uncle Nurgle. When you gonna leave? That guy's a real freak monkey. I'll see you in court. I'll trap you good, you filthy bug.
Why won't you love me, Dad? I'll be anything you want me to be.
I want you to be dead. Well, guess what, Mr. and Missy Miss? I only have this to say. I want Grim, and I should get whatever I want. And if I don't, I'll give you a big punch in the eye! Mayonnaise makes my skin all soft and touchable. This test may stop me from fulfilling my lifelong dream of growing up to be a smart and successful businesswoman. David, I like pie. Wait! Can't we have some cake before we assimilactate?
Some lactate. Dude.
Good night. That was a lot.
Billy is dude, so fucking funny. Such a hilarious character. Best written character ever in cinematic history. And he says, I quote, "It's empty just like my soul all the time." Yeah, dude, there's so many quotable things from that show. Just that actor. What is his name? Billy.
The actor and Mandy.
Yeah, the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy cast. Richard Horvitz. He's done because he was Zim in Invader Zim.
Yeah.
He was in Shrek. Who did he play in Shrek?
Farquaad.
No,
Imagine.
because that was John Lithgow. I don't know who he played. I don't think he played anybody. I think that just fucked up. Yeah, I just put his name in there because he's not attached to anybody. Pooh Bear played the captain of the guards. Where he's like, "You there, ogre." That was Pooh Bear. But no, but yeah, what was your favorite Billy and Mandy episodes though? What like kicked it in for you?
Any episode with, I don't know, man. The Haunted Mansion one or the Haunted House one was pretty funny.
Oh, yeah, I would say like the one with the spider, like his son.
Yeah,
was
his
really
quote.
good. That one with the fish too. I do remember. Okay, there was one episode that kind of fucked me up as a kid. It's whenever they had the whole hourglass thing.
Oh yeah.
And it was like that was them like dying, like when their time was up, kind of thing. Because it was like, I think Grimm's got like flipped upside down or something like that, so he's de-aging, or they're all de-aging or something, and like going back to their, I think at one point Mandy like legitimately went back to like the egg.
I think they all did, didn't they?
Yeah, or so I don't know. I don't remember too much, but that episode fucked me up a lot. But also a big thing with the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy is just the same as Ed and Eddie. There was a game as well. What was it? Yeah, I think it was just called the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. But it was kind of just like a 4-player beat 'em up kind of game, like a party. I don't know how to describe it. Like you would have all these characters, and then I think you would just fight each other. I think it was just like you fight each other. There might have been like a story to it, but pretty much you just fought each other. And there's like they would throw in, weapons and shit like that, and you'd use them against each other.
Mm.
It was like a memorable game, but it was like pretty prevalent to my childhood. What'd you say?
I don't remember that at all.
But yeah, no. So, before we switch on to any of the other categories of cartoons, we have to throw in some honorable mentions. You said something about Camp Lazlo earlier.
Oh yeah.
Camp Lazlo was a fun one. There's nothing that really stuck out for me with Camp Lazlo, like right now, if I'm thinking about it. But I do remember watching a lot of Camp Lazlo.
I remember the elephant's name was Raj.
Yeah, Raj. No, there's a big thing, and it's not necessarily like a theory or anything, but what's kind of fucked about that show is, the moose, the camp counselor or whatever?
Wasn't actually the camp counselor?
No, he wasn't, because at the last episode, you see him, like, I think he gets, like, thrown into, like, a cop car or whatever, or, like, the actual camp counselor comes and shit, and you find out that, like, that guy, that moose, tied him up or whatever and hit him and took it over and was pretending to be the camp counselor. So it's kind of like, why were you doing that?
Yeah, right.
Why are you doing that, Moose Man? What are you? Are you a PDF moose? Is that what's going on here?
Jeff Moose.
But a banger, quick mention is My Gym Partner's a Monkey. I don't know if you watched that very much.
Good one.
It was a banger. The song was cool. It was just a goofy one. There wasn't really much into it. It's like I'll watch it if it came on. But another one, I'll say this. I don't know why we say this as honorable mention. It was a huge one, but the Teen Titans. Ooh, James' face went poof. Never mind. It's back. I liked. Oh shit! I got a bunch of messages from her. Never mind. It's back. I liked better when we didn't see his face. Damn, she's hitting you already. Wow, that amount of typos made so far. I quit, and they turned to babies, and then poof. Weren't Animaniacs Cartoon Network? Animaniacs was...
That was a WB thing, wasn't it?
I think so.
I don't think that was on Cartoon Network. I think that was on another channel.
It might have been thrown in there a couple times.
Pinky and the Brain was also the same thing.
Yeah, Pinky and the Brain was on there.
Is
I like Pinky and the Brain. Pinky and the Brain. Narf.
Animaniacs. I think the old Batman show was on there.
Yeah, I think that was also WB.
That's what I was saying. WB did the Batman show.
But Batman adjacent though, Teen Titans. You know, that was a huge one. I watched the absolute hell. Teen Titans was like the only DC thing that I like watched like a fuck ton of. That and like Batman Beyond, because I thought Batman Beyond, anything with Batman, you guys will know whenever we go and do, because we still got to do a DC episode. I'm just dreading it. But you'll know when we get to that episode that I don't care for DC the slightest. I think they're
These are wild.
Huh?
So these fan theories are wild.
They're super wild. But Teen Titans was sick, dude. I think it was just cool. What an episodes that really kick home to me were the ones with Red X when Robin was doing that.
Oh yeah.
Was doing the Red X thing, and like with Tara, the episodes with Tara. Oh, and back to what Annie was saying with the goth girls, the ones with Blackfire or whatever, Starfire's sister, dude.
Yeah,
God, she's so hot. I'm not gonna even lie. Blackfire is
also 15.
smoking. Hey, I was a fucking kid at the time, you know what I mean? So she's aged.
15.
She's aged with me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Teen Titans. Oh,
Maybe Donald Duck's behavior and speech impediment and insistence on dressing like a sailor is symptomatic of his PTSD from World War II. Good Lord.
what? What are you talking about?
Donald Duck's behavior and speech impediment and insistence on dressing like a sailor is symptomatic of his PTSD from World War II.
Oh yeah, Donald Duck's a veteran.
Apparently.
But speaking of the Ducks, no,
The Mighty Duck.
this is a huge one for me on Cartoon Network. Baby Looney Tunes.
Never watched.
I didn't give a flying fuck about actual Looney Tunes. Baby Looney Tunes. Baby Looney Tunes, I don't know why. The song was awesome. They were just cute. I don't know what it is. Baby Looney Tunes hold such, I loved them. The Baby Looney Tunes? No, Baby Looney Tunes was absolutely amazing. Like, I could watch it. Yes. Yeah, no, I'm right there with you, Annie. Baby Looney Tunes. I don't know what it is, man. It's amazing cartoon. Love watching it. It was fun. It caught my eye because there's a bunch of colors, a bunch of kids doing stuff. I could watch it right now and be perfectly okay with it. If we have this watch party, we'll have to watch a couple episodes of Baby Looney Tunes because it was amazing.
Eddie, who's set in purgatory for deceased children.
What is it?
Said Eddie is set in purgatory for deceased children.
Yeah, that's what I said earlier. The classic Tom and Jerry. Tom and Jerry was a bona fide hood classic. Dragon Tales. Dragon Tales was fun. I didn't watch a bunch of Dragon Tales, but what did you say?
I watched a little Dragon Tales.
This one was fun. Mucha Lucha. That one was good. The one with the flea.
Yeah.
That was fun. I think I watched a couple episodes of this. It was Hi Hi Puffy Ami Yami or something like that. I don't know what it was.
What?
Yeah, it was some weird Japanese rock stars, but it was I think I watched a couple episodes of it. Totally Spies. That's another honorable mention. I did watch a couple episodes of that. I did like that.
I had a sister.
And then Pinky and the Brain. Pinky and the Brain was fun. I like that. Like same thing with Ren and Stimpy. And let's go to Nickelodeon. Let's start hitting on the Nicksters. I think for like starting off, he liked the girls in spandex. That's why he watched. I mean, hey, we all got we all got our things. You know what I mean? You were just talking about liking the goth girls, so get fucked. Let's head over.
Okay.
Let's head over to Nickelodeon. I think first thing when I think of Nickelodeon and cartoons, Rugrats. I loved Rugrats. Would watch it to this day. There's a huge part. Were you like a Rugrats kid?
A Rugrats kid?
Yeah. Were you a Rugrat?
I watched a few. I remember because I was young when that was around.
Yeah.
And I remember being scared of something in my bed because Chucky was scared of something under his bed.
Oh yeah. The Rugrats lore is so that backstory is fucked.
Yeah, I'm looking it up because I'm gonna read it.
Yeah, because I think essentially what it was is like all the kids were dead. Angelica was like making them up, and like the twins were stillborns or something like that. It was insane. When did Rugrats come out? Was it 89? When?
It's an older one.
Oh no, 91. It came out in 91 to 2004.
Here we go. The Rugrats were really just a figment of Angelica's imagination. Chucky died in 1986 along with his mother. That's why Chaz is a nervous wreck all the time.
Yeah.
Tommy was born in 1988, but he was a stillborn. That's why Stu is constantly in the basement making toys for his son who never had a chance to live.
Yeah.
The DeVilles had a Can I even say that? ABORTION?
Oh, had a Yeetus deletus kind of thing.
In 1990, Angelica couldn't figure out whether the child would have been a boy or a girl, thus creating the twins, Phil and Lil.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. I thought
As
that.
for all grown up, the teenage Angelica became addicted to various narcotics, which further aggravated her schizophrenia. This brought her back to her childhood and the creation she'd obsess over. Because of the time that had passed between the present and the last time she interacted with her delusions, she made them older. Angelica was constantly taking hits of acid so that she would never have to live without them. To her, they were the only company in a judgmental world. Angelica's mom actually died of an overdose in 1982, just after Angelica was born. Drew, in his depression, married a gold-digging woman. He had lost his mind after the decease of his wife and was in denial that she was ever a lady of the night. Angelica idolized her because she fooled herself into thinking she was her real mom, but she always had a concept of her real mom, Cynthia. The Barbie doll she was so attached to, fashioned in an older woman's image, with an unwashed orange dress and a jacked up hair. Later in life, she followed her mom's footsteps with drugs, dying of an overdose at an age of 13 when All Grown Up was canceled.
Damn.
The only Rugrat not to be fictional was unborn Tommy's little brother Dill. However, Angelica didn't know the difference between Dill and her creations, although Dill didn't follow her commands. After endless crying and refusal to disappear like the others did, when Angelica was angry with him, she hit him. Due to this, he sustained a brain hemorrhage, which resulted in deformation, I guess. As he grew up, his damage only became more evident, and by the time he was 9 and all grown up, he lived as an outcast, ridiculed for his weirdness, or I can't say that, handicapness. The immense guilt over this was what led Angelica to her drug use and to uncreate the Rugrats briefly until her experience with hallucinogenics. On a trip to Paris to find love, Chaz married a woman named Kira. He was actually going to marry a different woman named Coco, but she just wanted him for his money. Kira had a daughter named Kimmy and was torn from her because she was a cocaine addict. Angelica imagined her from Kira's stories. Upon returning to America, Chaz and Kira got engaged, and she got her green card. It was actually a really happy and romantic story. Kira continually struggled with addiction, but was relatively happy with her life and Chaz. Susie was actually Angelica's only friend. She entertained the thought of Angelica's creations for the girl's sake. She later became a psychologist and teamed up with Nickelodeon to make the Rugrats. When Angelica died of the overdose, Susie helped arrange her funeral. Angelica spent the last days of her life in the back of the school cafeteria, imagining friends around her and playing with the lives of her creations. That's so scuffed.
Dude. Yeah, Annie was not wrong when she said that the lore of that is fucked. It's just, it's crazy.
She says, incredible.
Excuse me. Yeah, Rugrats, man. I don't. Besides the crazy lore that comes with the show, I don't. It was just a great time. You know what I mean? I liked all the adventures that they went on. One episode that really stuck out for me. I know you said you didn't watch it much, so I'm sure you probably don't have one. But the one that stuck out for me is that they went to go putt-putt. It was the brothers, Tommy's dad and Angelica's dad. They went to go play putt-putt and everything. And I don't know, I thought the animation was so cool. It like looked fun because like they went to like these like ice cream things and they just like looked cool. And the kids were like going through the course and like kind of fucking with their dad's shots and stuff like that. Yeah. It was such a good time. And then going into All Grown Up was a good show too, because like, you know, it's like, oh, they're growing up with me kind of thing, even though the show had been out, you know, 6 years before I was born.
Yeah.
But I think an episode of All Grown Up that really stuck with me. And I don't know if anybody remembers it. They went to this like science field trip, and it was like the body, like the human body and everything like that. So they're going through and like they like went to like the heart, the lungs, all this other stuff, and that was so cool. And like Tommy was like chasing a girl that he was like interested in or something like that. It was a good time. What's one of your favorite Nickelodeon cartoons? Like when
Fairly Odd.
I was about to say, when you think Nickelodeon, what pops into your brain? Fairly Odd Parents?
Yeah.
What drove you so much to the Fairly Odd Parents?
The wacky Cosmo. Genuinely.
Cosmo, oh my god, dude, there's so many things of Cosmo when he's talking about like he's just like shitting on the whole idea of marriage, and it's so funny because he's just talking about like, oh, like basically he's one of those like married guys, like, oh yeah, get married, they say, it'll be fun, they say, and everything, just talking about, you know, his life going to shit after he gets married. Everything that he did was so fucking funny.
One thing I did read about like fan theories about Odd Parents was Cosmo and Wanda are metaphors for Zoloft and another antidepressant.
Jesus Christ.
Xanax. It was Zoloft and Xanax.
Well, no, because I mean, Fairly Odd Parents in its own right, because I mean, even within its lore, they don't directly say it, but within their own lore, that because
yeah, Timmy wished to be a kid forever, and there's actually an episode on it. He said, "I'm actually like 55 years old."
Yeah, and they just
overglossed it, and it wiped Cosmo and Wanda's memory.
Yeah, they just glossed over it. The fact that he is like,
isn't that crazy? There was not a whole episode, but there was one segment in one episode about that.
Mm-hmm.
That Timmy's actually like a 55-year-old man that is forever a child, and doesn't explain why his parents are still his parents, or
because I think he wished that everybody stayed, that like nobody aged. He didn't just wish that he didn't age, he wished that nobody aged. So he stopped everybody in the world from aging. So no one's dying. That whole world is staying, like, is going to stay the exact same. No, I liked Fairly Odd Parents. It was great. I always tried to draw Timmy. I think because like the hair, anytime I would like draw anything as a kid, I would always use his hair as like a reference. because like his hair was like what almost everybody used. Because if you look at him and Danny Phantom, they pretty much have the same hair.
Oh,
That
yeah.
was another thing that there was like a theory that like Timmy was Danny Phantom or something like that,
Yeah.
which was dumb as shit, but it didn't really correlate too well for me. Me and my shiny teeth. Yeah, no, that song was great because that was one of the singers from Backstreet Boys, right?
Yeah, it was
I forget his name. I forget
Chris
which one.
Patrick.
Yeah, he came in and did it. I just watched something not too long ago about that too, where like in the show where he's like, "Oh, my album comes out the 22nd or whatever." When that lead singer, whenever he talked to the producers, he was just like hardwired to say it because his album was about to come out, and he's like, "Oh yeah, my album comes out the 22nd or whatever," and they told him to say that in the show, just to put it in there.
So, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but this is the synopsis of the Danny Phantom and Timmy Turner are the same person thing. The overview is that Timmy Turner wished himself into Danny Fenton. Two different accounts exist, however, one where he wished to never turn 13 years of age, and then another in which he actually wished to become another person. And then it goes on to explain, all of that, but it's literally like 10,000 words, and I'm not gonna read the whole thing.
Fuck that. But I mean, that's a good segue into it. Danny Phantom as a show. Danny Phantom was awesome. I thought that was such a cool show to watch. You know what I mean? As like as a boy growing up, you know what I mean? Because it was just
so they weren't actually like ghosts, were they? They went through like some, because I didn't watch much Danny Phantom.
No, they were ghosts.
They were ghosts, like they were dead.
Yeah, they were dead
I
people.
thought they went through some kind of like thing to become ghosts.
No, Danny, that's how so that's the whole thing that they didn't really talk about is so that machine is how I think they would like send ghosts back, or they would go to like a ghost dimension or something like that. I don't remember directly, but the whole theory there too, and it kind of, I wouldn't even say it's a theory because it's kind of true. I mean, it looks true with it, is that Danny went in there to go check something, and he touched something on accident and turned it on, and it basically killed him, and his ghost is possessing his dead body, essentially. Like, so his own ghost is inside his dead body, is the whole theory and shit like that with that.
I see.
But yeah, so pretty much it was something like that, like spread his molecules, and that's how they put it or whatever, and like gave him ghost powers and stuff like that. But pretty much he died, and now he's possessing his own corpse. But but yeah, no, they were actual like ghosts and everything. He'd fight them and like do some Ghostbusters type stuff where he trapped them in like this like soup container thing. That was what it looked like, and he would like send them back or whatever. That was another one, like Andy said, that had a goth girl in it. Because he was just this emo looking dude. You know what I mean? Because he had the black and the white hair and everything, and he had this emo girlfriend. But yeah, no, the whole thing, I think where it tied in with the Fairly Odd Parents is because if you look at a lot of the characters, because like Timmy being Danny Phantom, you remember Trixie, the girl that was obsessed with Timmy in Fairly Odd Parents?
Yeah.
She becomes the emo girl that he's dating. And then Timmy's, I don't remember his black friend's name, but he's still his friend in Danny Phantom because Danny Phantom's friend is this black kid. Yeah. And then the blonde kid, Chester, he's the bull. He grew up to be like this athlete and became the bully, like Danny or Timmy's bully and everything, pretty much. So there's like connections to like the kids, like they all kind of look like these other characters. But I think it's because Fairly Odd Parents and Danny Phantom were made by the same people, so obviously they're gonna kind of draw inspiration from each other. But Danny Phantom was sick. One
that we forgot about Cartoon Network was Total Drama Island, bro.
Oh yeah, Total Drama Island was sick. I didn't watch a bunch of it, but
I watched all of it.
Yeah, no, I didn't watch a whole bunch of Total Drama Island, but
there's a theory about everybody in Total Drama Island were like prisoners, like convicts.
Oh yeah, like Squid Games kind of thing.
Well, those Squid Games isn't it like inmates and shit. These were people that were like going to but essentially they're gonna die if they don't win.
Yeah.
So
That's crazy.
dude, Total Drama Island, I watched the hell out of that.
I didn't watch much of it. I should have, because it was like,
It's
that
really
that one
good.
also had an emo girl in it too.
Oh yeah.
Um, What's another good Nickelodeon one? Oh, a big one that was for me. Fucking Jimmy Neutron, man. I love Jimmy Neutron.
Jimmy Neutron was fun.
Like-
I love the movie. I'll still sit down and watch the movie if I had it.
Dude, yeah, the movie was awesome. Just them, bunch of kids going and taking over an alien planet. The chicken song.
The chicken song.
I think a part of that movie that always gets me even to like this day is like whenever one of them gets spilled out of like their little egg thing, and he's like, "Hey, somebody get a bucket," like just the way he says it.
We had Cat Dog on Nickelodeon.
Oh, we just gonna skip over
Dude,
Jimmy
we're
Neutron?
missing the most important one.
What?
Avatar: The Last Airbender.
I was gonna get to it. I was gonna mention because I figured that you would probably talk a minute about it. So,
Mention that should have been number 1, baby.
well, you got to save the best for last kind of thing.
Secret Tunnel.
But no, Jimmy. So do you have a Jimmy Neutron episode that stuck out to you? Is what I was gonna ask.
Just the movie. I
the
mean,
movie.
the show was fun for me, but I watched the movie a lot. I wore that VHS tape out.
Oh,
Like
yeah,
the,
for sure.
the spool that holds the like tape together gave out because I just watched it so much.
Annie says I sing Secret Tunnel all the time. Is what Annie
I,
says.
me and Ryan actually watched that I think a couple months ago.
Oh yeah, the
and-
show, like the live
and,
action
like,
show.
Yeah, the live action show. And we looked at each other when he sang Secret Tunnel, and we were like, "That's where she got it. That's where we've been hearing this."
Yeah,
It was
well,
like,
because it happened in the anime, didn't it? And the show,
I don't.
and then it happened in that, and I didn't remember it at all because I was not a huge I was a fan of Last Avatar, but I didn't watch a bunch of it.
I love the
Um,
Avatar.
So I wasn't very well versed. So whenever everybody was, and that's I started hearing it whenever the show came out. So I was like, why the fuck is everybody singing this Secret Tunnel stuff? What is going on?
That's why when we play Rivals with her, and old Iron Fist himself does his all, she goes Secret Tunnel because it sounds a lot like it.
No,
No, but Avatar, I love Avatar. Loved it. I love that when they named their seasons, it was like the first season was the Book of Water, the second season was the Book of Earth.
oh yeah.
The third, yeah, dude, it was all so good for me.
No, I liked it because I mean, obviously, I thought it was super sick. I mean, I was just being a boy growing up around that time, and like, he's controlling the elements. See, there's a method to my madness. Yeah, we could see it. we see it now.
We have I think my favorite Avatar episode would have to be the one where Toph actually achieves metal bending as an earthbender. I loved that episode. I love Toph, period, but I think when you finally became a metal bender was really sick.
I was gonna say I don't know if I could say my favorite because I
I
don't.
mean, every branch of like bending has like sub branches to it that are only achieved by very rare individuals. Like Katara could bend blood technically.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, she was a bloodbender. Some people like the leader of the Earth Kingdom, he could bend gemstones, not just rocks, but he could also bend like gems and shit like that. And then what's her name? Zula could bend lightning.
Oh yeah, that was sick. That was another hot
It looked
character.
like a foot.
Yeah, the actor and
Yeah,
'cause yeah, because in the cartoon she was hot, and then the actress that the casted for her, she's
Man,
all right, but
Yeah, he was like, I hate what they did to Azula in this show, man. She looks like a foot, and it killed me.
yeah, 'cause she's not hot like what she was in the fucking cartoon.
I don't really, no, dude. I've never really found like any cartoon characters particularly like attractive. You know what I mean? Like some of them were like, yeah, she's cute, but also I was under the very real understanding that they were not real people.
I mean, yeah, I do. I mean, I do that they were.
You know what I'm saying?
I knew that they weren't real, but that didn't. James is cutting in and out.
Yeah, every time I get too loud, Discord cuts me out. The white noise.
But yeah, no. Like
happening.
I knew that they weren't real, but they didn't change that they didn't look hot.
Or is it when I get too loud?
Whenever you start talking too loud.
Yeah, I think it's just when I when I laugh, really.
But yeah, no, like I knew that they weren't real, but it still didn't change that they didn't look hot. You know what I mean? Because like,
I mean, fair enough.
Because like Tara was hot in Otera was hot in Teen Titans. So was Raven and
Raven and Teen Titans. Yeah, I did like Raven.
Like there was a lot of hot cartoon characters for sure, and I knew that they weren't real, but it still didn't change that they didn't look good. So
Rule 34.
Yeah, they make it for a reason.
Did you watch? Did you watch much of Rocco's?
Oh, Modern Life or World?
Yeah, it's Modern Life. I never watched much of it.
I did. He was a sex phone operator. That was a kid's cartoon. He was a sex phone operator.
That's crazy.
Yeah, look it up. Yeah, he was a sex phone operator on a kid's cartoon.
I don't care that much to look it up.
No, one thing I was wanting to say before we walked away from Jimmy Neutron, I was going to say if you remembered the pants episode where they had the walking pants.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
They keep fighting them and shit.
And another one that like stuck out for me too was the pizza episode where they had like the sleepover and they had the pizza that was haunting them and everything. That episode.
It might have been in the movie. I don't actually remember, but when Jimmy made all of the like roller coasters and stuff into like actual spaceships and shit.
Yeah, that was the movie.
Was that the movie?
Yeah.
I love the movie, dude. The movie is so fun.
The movie was super fun. I just want to throw in a couple ones before. Jimmy's mom.
Jimmy's mom.
Oh yeah. Annie just said Carl had the hots for Jimmy's mom.
Oh yeah.
Jimmy's mom. Sheen was like awesome. Sheen was such a great character.
In those cartoons always have like the idiot. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. No,
like one of the village people.
But Sheen was also like there's so many moments of intelligence with him. There's an episode.
Yeah.
There was an episode.
I have his moment,
There was an episode where he became the bad guy for an episode. He got like this really big brain and he had like telekinesis powers and shit.
I remember that, yeah.
I want to throw in a couple in there. Cat Dog, obviously. Cat Dog.
Blue's Clues is on Nickelodeon. Did you know that?
Blue's Clues? Yeah.
Yeah, I had no idea.
I don't think I would put it as a cartoon. As a cartoon, though.
It's categorized here as a cartoon, I guess, because Blue is animated.
Yeah.
Well, every character but what's his name? Steve.
Yeah. Steve is the best, man. BRB like 5. Well, hurry up.
Told you not to let it happen again, and here you are.
Yeah, here she is leaving
Ren
already.
Stimpy?
Loved Ren and Stimpy. Cat Dog.
I watched a lot of Rocket Power.
Rocket Power was sick. I did because being like a kid growing up and like skating and shit like that, I thought it was so fun.
And then there was Doug. I don't know if you watched any Doug.
I watched the hell out of Doug.
I watched a lot of Wild Thornberries.
I didn't watch a lot of Wild Thornberries. It was not
What a woman.
my biggest show.
Cat
Dog. Hey Arnold. Hey Arnold was a good one.
Hey Arnold's fun.
Just want to throw in a couple ones. We're not going to talk too highly. So this was one that I think went under the radar quite a bit. But
compilation of the Thornberry dad, Nigel Thornberry.
Yeah, that was Tim
fun.
Curry.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
it was good. SpongeBob was Nickelodeon.
Yeah, it was. I wanted that whole because I was saving SpongeBob since it was like a big. Obviously, it's a huge one.
Yeah.
But an underrated one was Chalk Zone. I don't know if you ever saw that one.
I have no idea what that is.
Yeah, it was just this kid. He had this special piece of chalk that he would draw shit and it would come alive kind of thing.
I actually do know what that is, but I didn't know what it was called.
Yeah, Chalk Zone. It was super good. Back at the Barnyard. I know you love that one.
I love Back at the Barnyard. I was just about to say I love Back at the Barnyard, dude. There's something about just barn animals getting up to shenanigans. It really just had me. It had me gripped.
It just comes back to the primal, man. Just acting like animals.
The movie again. These cartoon movies. It was so good.
The
It was
movie was hilarious. It's a lot. I think the movie was a lot funnier than the cartoon.
Back at the Barnyard was so fun, dude.
Because it was first a movie, then they made a cartoon off.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The movie, I remember watching the movie a ton. Once my Jimmy Neutron movie took a shit, I watched Back at the Barnyard all the time, man.
What's another one? Angry Beavers. That was a small one that I would watch.
Wait a
somewhere.
minute.
Uh, My Life as a Teenage Robot. That one was a banger. I don't know if you watched that one. Was that girl?
I watched a little bit of it. Again, I had a sister.
No, I thought it was cool because like yeah, she's a girl, but like she's a robot, so that's cool. Like hell yeah. I won't lie.
XJ9 was that her name? XJ9 or something like that?
Yeah, XJ9. Yeah, I won't lie. I watched this one a little bit, but As Told by Ginger, it was a good one.
I see that on here, and the chick's face looks familiar, but I don't remember the show at all.
I watched a handful of that, not like much. I think it was like whenever it came on, if it was like the only cartoon on, I'd watch it. I'll say
Brain one of Bubble Guppies.
Oh,
when he
yeah,
was
that was
weird.
I think
That was 09.
yeah.
That's 09, brother.
I'll say yeah, it's 10 years old. I'll say one that was not on this list in front of me that I watched a lot was Max and Ruby.
Max and Ruby.
Dude, I watched so much Max and Ruby. I thought it was such a great cartoon.
Oh no, I didn't really watch. Because like my cartoons were Cartoon Network, so anything that resembled Cartoon Network on Nickelodeon, I watched it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No,
but I never really watched any of those like more kid shows. You know what I mean?
Annie says back. Also, I loved when they had crossover episodes. Yeah,
crossover episodes. You got so excited for those,
dude. No, the best one ever is the Jimmy Neutron and Fairly Odd Parents one.
Yeah, that one was really fun.
That was the best ever.
Back to Cartoon Network real quick. One of that Billy compilation, you saw a Grimm with Billy in it.
That had
in his mask, and it also had the Kids Next Door in there too.
Yeah,
they did a crossover episode, and that was a wild episode, dude.
There was a couple times that they referenced the Kids Next Door and Billy and Mandy.
But Disney Channel was much more notorious for that. Well, that's live action.
They did it with their live action shit.
Yeah, a lot of their live action stuff. They did a lot of crossover
because their cartoons did not hit as well as
no,
their animated movies were huge, obviously, but their cartoons. The Jimmy Neutron and Fairly Odd Parents crossover was so dope. It was so cool seeing like Timmy in like that 3D space and everything, and just like what they were doing. It was so cool. And it's crazy. It's crazy with those like voice actors and everything.
Had Phineas and Ferb
crossover with what? Marvel, I think, right?
Hold on, what'd you say?
Phineas and Ferb had like Marvel characters come in there.
No, I was saying Phineas and Ferb was Disney Channel.
Oh, yeah, no, I know that Phineas and Ferb.
Impossible.
We're not on Disney Channel yet.
Oh yeah, fair enough. Sorry, I was trying to remember what cartoons were on Disney Channel, and then I don't know. I watched a lot of. We'll get to Disney Channel in a minute. I'll continue.
Yeah. No, I was
about to go on another tangent about Disney Channel shit. Continue.
No, I was trying to hit some of those like lesser Nickelodeon cartoons that not many people talked about. This one, I don't know, it wasn't animated, but it was I guess you can consider it a cartoon, but they were puppets. It was called like Mr. Meaty or something like that.
Ew,
yeah,
dude.
they're puppets, but it was such a goofy ass show. And you know me, if anybody knows me, I love puppets. I think they're the fucking most hilarious thing ever.
And most of you guys don't know me. I hate puppets. I can't stand puppets.
I think they're so funny. But yeah, we didn't talk about the big one, SpongeBob, because I think SpongeBob is the face of Nickelodeon at this point.
Still is. They're still making episodes.
Yeah, no, it's probably the longest running Nickelodeon cartoon.
Most of the original voice actors have like stopped.
No, I think they're all still there. They're still there. SpongeBob, Patrick, and Mr. Krabs and Squidward.
Well, the characters are still there, dummy. But I don't think most of the voice actors are. I don't think they do it anymore.
No, it's all the same people. Um,
Does SpongeBob have autism? Come on.
yes, yes, he does. Yeah, no, it's all the same actors.
Yes, most of the original voice actors for SpongeBob SquarePants are still in the show, including Tom Kenny, which was SpongeBob, and Bill Fingerbach is Patrick.
They just sound a little different because they're all older.
Some of them have changed though.
Like some of the side characters, but not the main ones. Because like Ernest, whatever the fuck, he
Yes,
passed
well,
away.
All of the big ones are still. Who did the voice for Mr. Krabs?
Clance Brown.
Clancy Brown, yeah.
He's in a bunch. He's been in a bunch of big
Yeah, he's a
movies
great
too.
Yeah, he's a great actor. I think he looked. I used to think he looked like a lot like Ron Perlman. You know who Ron Perlman is?
Yeah, played Hellboy.
Yeah, I thought he looked a lot like Ron Perlman for the longest time. Speaking of great video games, like cartoon adaptation of video games, the SpongeBob game, the movie game was incredible.
Oh yeah, no, the movie game was amazing. Another one that was fun. It was like their version of Mario Party.
They had a Smash Bros. One too.
Oh yeah.
Nickelodeon All Stars or something like that.
Yeah. But it was like a version
All-Star
of
Brawl. Oh, that's right.
of
All-Star Brawl.
Mario Party. It was called Lights Camera Pants. It was super
That
fun.
sounds fun. That sounds so fun, dude.
It was a very fun SpongeBob
They
game.
they also had the go-kart racing thing.
Oh yeah.
I think it's kart racing or something.
Do you have like a SpongeBob episode that like stands out to you that like
Rip my pants, dude, every time.
ripped my pants?
Either rip my pants or maybe it was when Gary ran away.
Oh yeah. I do. I remember that one pretty hard.
It could have been. These are like my top three because I can't really pick. There's also the best time to wear a striped sweater. I love that episode.
I think it was like whenever he made Squidward eat a Krabby Patty for the first time. That one sticks out pretty hard for me because like I think just the close up of him trying to like take a bite out of it.
Or like the jellyfish dance. You remember that one?
Oh yeah, no, that one's a huge one. 'Cause the music alone.
Oh yeah, dude. That was a good episode. I used to get made fun of because I always thought now, when I say get made fun of, I'm a full-grown man laughing at SpongeBob. That's why I used to get made fun of for it. It's because I thought SpongeBob, and I still do. I just don't watch it because I don't want my kids to watch it because I think SpongeBob genuinely makes people stupider. But
well,
I used to
any of the content like that.
I used to watch SpongeBob and laugh my ass off. I used to think SpongeBob was so funny.
And he says, I constantly say, "Careful, SpongeBob! Careful, SpongeBob!" Yeah, this the
SpongeBob.
quotes. Well, because what our first or our second episode that we did of Left 4 Dead, I did a SpongeBob reference.
Yep.
Where I had to cut. I spliced two parts together. And is this the Krusty Krab? No, this is Patrick. I spliced two SpongeBob moments together.
I think we quote SpongeBob more than we think we do because I vividly remember quoting SpongeBob when we played The Walking Dead.
Oh yeah, no, like SpongeBob is a very quotable cartoon. But I mixed the Who You Calling Pinhead and the one where he caught the ugly. That was an episode 2 that stuck out to me a lot because I put together where he's like, "Who you calling ugly?"
Yeah, originally we thought he said, "Who you calling ugly?"
But he
never said that.
Yeah, he's like, "Who you calling Pinhead?" That episode is fucking funny. The one with like the chocolate bar, or oh man, I love the one where they went to like the glove festival or whatever, and then SpongeBob got stuck. Yeah. He got stuck down there with that guy. Oh, that shit was fucking funny.
Every time we do that, Discord's cutting it out.
I know, yeah. You gotta do it quiet. Do it far away from the mic. Nope, still cutting it out. There you go.
So hard just to make a stupid fucking noise. Damn it.
I'm trying to think of any other SpongeBob episodes that just like really kicked in.
You remember the episode where it spent like a whole like segment in between commercials just doing the zoom in on the Krabby Patty like.
Oh, it took forever. Yeah,
the guy was winded doing it.
Yeah,
That always
bubbity 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 bub. Yeah, that one.
yeah.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, that one made me lose my shit. I was just like, why this just keeps going? When is it gonna stop?
Or the stadium rock scene, bro.
Oh yeah, when
Yeah.
they sung
What's his name? What's his name?
they sung what band was that? Journey, right? Was that Journey? Who were they singing?
Oh man, I don't.
I would play the song, but I feel like it would probably get copyrighted. What was
I mean, probably.
Are you looking it up?
I'm looking it up. Yeah.
Excuse me. But yeah, there's so many SpongeBob episodes that you can just carry on about, man. I think I don't know. SpongeBob is excuse me, was such a classic. SpongeBob was the first.
Sweet, sweet victory was apparently
Yeah, who?
made for that show.
Oh, it wasn't. Who sang it? Because that voice is really familiar. Is it that guy from Journey?
No, it's not
What's it-
Steve Perry. Bob Kulick and David Glenn Isley.
Who are they from? What bands are they from? Because that voice is really familiar. Because I feel like that voice has to be from somebody big, because it is a very, very familiar voice.
Yeah. It's from Wasp.
Wasp?
Oh, he's not actually the vocalist. He did the guitar. Hold on here.
I looked up because I couldn't remember some off the top of my head, but some of like the best SpongeBob reference like quotes is I do say this one a lot. The ravioli, give me the foamioli. I say that one quite a bit. This is not your average everyday darkness. This is advanced darkness. What the fuck is that? Oh yeah, this classic. I wumbo, you wumbo, he, she, we, wumbo. April used to say that shit all the time. He's like wumboing, wumbology, the study of wumbo. Dude, so
Okay,
good.
so both of the guys who made that song are one of them is just a guitarist that played in a lot of 80s hair metal bands. And this
Okay.
other guy, David Glenn Isley, is just an American singer-songwriter. He's done a
Oh.
lot of stuff. So
What-
there's not. He was in a band called Juffria. He was in a band called Dirty White Boy. He's in a band called House of Lords. Is like not anything I know,
Okay.
but they apparently composed and recorded that song, which still great song.
And he says I was just in the middle of typing that. Yeah, the wumbo thing was amazing. Too bad
The-
SpongeBob's not here to enjoy SpongeBob not being here. Oh, yeah, the classic. Did you smell it? That smell? The kind of smelly, the smelly smell that smells smelly?
How about the Krusty Krab?
Oh, dude. There's so
Crust-
many things to quote. Like there's like a newer episode of SpongeBob. I think I showed you of like where he's like dancing or whatever, and like who made you the king of dancing? He's like, ugh, and like makes this like really gross face. He's like, ugh. You gotta firmly grasp it. Yeah, I literally said that the other day. Literally, like, I think our generation quotes SpongeBob like what you said way
SpongeBob,
more
Shrek.
than.
SpongeBob and Shrek.
Oh yeah. God, you remember that Shrek is Life?
Oh yeah.
That was disgusting.
Oh yeah.
I'll have you know that I stubbed my toe last week and I only cried for 20 minutes. Dude,
Dude, they just don't make them the same anymore, man.
I'm ugly and I'm proud. Remember, there was a moment in time where SpongeBob almost got canceled because they thought it was too gay for kids. 'Cause
I
they-
do remember.
Yeah, because they thought that Patrick and SpongeBob's relationship was too gay for kids. That's a legitimate thing.
I mean,
What's this? Goodbye, everybody. I'll remember you, and I'll remember you all in therapy. That's good. That's an amazing quote. You don't need a license to drive a sandwich. That one's cool.
That's from the movie.
Oh yeah, I can't see my forehead. Yeah, that's it.
Now that we're men, we can do anything. Now that we're men.
And then the classic "I'm ready." Just always follow your heart unless your heart's bad with directions. SpongeBob SquarePants.
Yes, sir.
That's fucking funny. Is mayonnaise an instrument? You ugly barnacle. Dude, there's so many good ones. The inner what? I don't even know what that is. Yeah,
Squidward. Squidward, I used your clarinet to unclog my toilet. Remember, licking doorknobs is illegal on other planets.
All right. Are we ready to move on to Disney?
Yeah.
Let's hit these Disney Channel. What's the first Disney Channel cartoon when you just think that comes to your mind? When you think Disney Channel?
Phineas and Ferb.
That wouldn't be for me. I think for me, I would go probably Kim Possible first. Is like when I would think about it, or maybe. Yeah, she was. Kim, like in Shigo. I'm sure Annie could back me up. Shigo was hot, so hot. But even
around town.
Yeah, there's another SpongeBob quote. The American Dragon, Jake Long. Did you ever watch that?
Never. Did you watch the Jackie Chan?
Yeah, fucking sir, I did.
Yeah, fucking sure.
I watched so much of the Jackie Chan show. It was so good. It's showing a bunch of live action stuff. But yeah, no, American Dragon Jake Long, he was just this kid. And he got these dragon powers and everything, and just go around, fighting bad guys and shit. He's just this cool skater kid. He had this sick ass hair, and he would turn into a dragon.
Some of the best Phineas and Ferb quotes. We're gonna have to do this here in a minute.
Yeah, you're gonna have to do that one. I don't know Phineas and Ferb like that. I did not watch it.
If I had a nickel for every time I was doomed by a puppet, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot. It's weird that it happened twice.
That's good. That's
so
really good. I like that. It's not a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice. Just the realization of my life is weird. I don't know how much of this you watched. I watched quite a bit of it, but the Proud Family.
I didn't watch a lot of Disney Channel animation stuff. The only time I would watch it is when Phineas and Ferb was on, genuinely.
Man, I won't lie. They had a couple bangers. Brandy and Mr. Whiskers. It was just a dirty rabbit and this dog. This weird
rabbit,
slightly attractive dog thing. She
slightly attractive dog is a wild thing.
She almost had that Lola Bunny kind of esque to her. She just wasn't as developed.
Yep.
But it was all right.
Were newer cartoons.
Huh? You cut out.
I'm seeing a lot of the newer cartoons on here.
The Buzz on Maggie. That one was a bad one. It was just this little bug.
Wander Over Yonder was a Disney Channel cartoon. That's a newer one though. Oh, Recess is on here.
Oh yeah, Recess was a Nickelodeon. I mean, a Disney Channel cartoon.
Forgot about Little Einsteins. I watched a lot of Little Einsteins.
The Lilo and Stitch cartoon was fun. There's this one that was a
Gargoyles. I forgot about Gargoyles, dude.
That was Disney.
Oh yeah.
That's fucking weird. This was a late night one. Gargoyles was awesome. My dad got me into Gargoyles because it was an older cartoon.
How are we forgetting about all the good ones? Darkwing Duck is an amazing cartoon.
But this was a late night one that played. It just wasn't very big. It lasted 1 year. It had 21 episodes, but it was called Dave the Barbarian.
I remember Dave the Barbarian.
Dave,
Oh, that was a good one.
Dave the Barbarian. They had Metallica in that one.
Oh,
They played like a 3-headed dragon. That one was super fun. It was just like a late night cartoon that was like not the best. Now
Yeah, they
okay,
have Ducktales on there too.
this one I'll talk about. The Buzz Lightyear of Start Command.
Oh yeah.
It was a Buzz Lightyear cartoon that I don't say it had 62 episodes that not a lot of people talked about. It was awesome, man, because you got to see like the inner workings of Star Command. You saw Buzz go on like these adventures, you know what I mean? And you're able to actually see him be, a space ranger.
Now let's talk about the real Cartoon Network shows that we know and love.
We barely talked about Disney.
Well, I didn't mean Cartoon Network. I meant Disney, actually. My bad.
Well,
I meant Disney. Well, we're talking about the Clone Wars.
that was Cartoon Network.
Well, it's now a Disney thing.
Well, it's now Disney, yeah, but that was Cartoon Network for sure.
Well, Star Wars Rebels actually started out as a Disney thing.
That was Rebels on Disney Channel?
Yeah. Yeah, Clone Wars isn't listed on here because it didn't start out on Disney, which, yeah, makes sense. But Rebels did. Ultimate Spider-Man.
Was there a Spider-Man cartoon?
Yeah, the 2012 Ultimate Spider-Man. And then there was the 2018 Star Wars Resistance.
No, yeah, I don't know. There's not much to say about Disney Channel when it came to cartoons, man. Like
Disney had a lot more live action stuff.
that's where they kind of thrived. Like, so don't get me wrong, their animated movies were obviously top tier. You know what I mean? They had all the best animated movies and everything. But in terms of like cartoons, they were just very lackluster. Their cartoons are not good. They didn't have many. They didn't last long. I don't know. They just weren't meant to make cartoons. Now versus Nickelodeon. Nickelodeon had a lot of live action shit that didn't really stick. You know what I mean? There was a couple that were pretty good. I mean, Drake and Josh, Ned Declassified. You know what I mean?
Oh my god, this Phineas and Ferb. Mom, Phineas and Ferb made me. Mom, I have some stretch marks that say otherwise. Is crazy.
Jesus. But I don't know. I mean, sorry if you're a Disney Channel kid watching, but Disney Channel's kind of ass. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just gonna say it. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you.
You know what I like about your friends? We say things like we're gonna douse you in ant pheromones, and they're like, okay, whatever. They're so cool.
What the hell? Is that a quote from the?
Yeah.
It's. I want to pull up some of the WB cartoons because this is when we get super interesting. Right? No. Yeah. Because that's where. So Annie, you brought up the Animaniacs. Animaniacs was a WB cartoon. Because
What channel was WB Cartoons on?
I don't know. But WB obviously had a lot. They had some stuff like pull over from everywhere, but obviously it was Warner Brothers, so it had a lot of like Batman and DC stuff. Trying to think of what else was all on WB or what was WB Kids?
Hold on, my monitor just got jacked.
Yeah, because like what was all on Kids WB? Because Yu-Gi-Oh was on there, right?
I think. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I have no idea.
What was all on there? What was Yu-Gi-Oh on? What did Yu-Gi-Oh play on?
Cartoon Network.
Well, no, it played on other stuff. What channel was Yu-Gi-Oh on? In America. I should probably do that. In America. Still ain't telling me. Cool. Thank you. Kids W. Oh, yeah, it was Kids WB. Did you not?
You cut out there for a while.
Oh, I did?
Yeah.
Probably lagging. Yeah, it was Kids WB. Yeah, Kids WB had quite a bit of good cartoons on it because it had Yu-Gi-Oh, which was amazing. Obviously, I think it had Beyblade. It had the the couple like the X-Men Evolution cartoon.
There we go.
I think it even showed the Spider-Man animated series too, like an X-Men. Showed a lot of that. I think was on. I'll have to look it up again.
Kids Next Door was on. No way. Hold on.
Cartoon. I don't. What did this originally come out on?
Channel.
Oh, I'm looking up too much shit. Who am not talking? But yeah, no, a lot of that stuff I think was on WB Kids. I can't remember. Yeah, it was WB. Yeah, the WB. A lot of the cool cartoons like that, like the X-Men animated series, like the first one in 1992, and the Spider-Man cartoon in like I forget when it came out, like 1997. They all came.
Apparently, WB bought the rights to Codename Kids Next Door.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, WB had Mad TV. I forgot about that. Did you watch Mad TV?
Not really. I thought
I hated it.
I thought the magazines weren't bad.
Claymation? I hate it.
Oh, I like claymation, so I don't mind it.
Spectacular Spider-Man on WB, apparently.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. There's a lot of Spider-Man stuff on there. A lot of the Marvel.
Mike Tyson Mysteries? Incredible.
So that's a Cartoon Network one. It's getting to it's getting to like the Adult Swim cartoon shows 2000. Yeah.
Jack.
Yeah, it start getting into like the less family friendly cartoons to start ending her off. I mean, you had like the obvious of Robot Chicken. I watched a lot.
Robot Chicken.
Watched a lot of Robot Chicken.
I am not a fan of Seth Green.
What?
I just don't.
You don't like Seth Green? Why not?
No, not really. I don't know. It's something about his voice. Even in like the Austin Powers movies, I never really.
I don't know, I like Seth Green. I think he's pretty funny. I liked him and stuff. You know, like I said, I grew up watching.
I don't think he's not funny. I just don't think. I don't know. His voice just annoys the hell out of me.
And that's fair. I mean, he has a very different voice for sure.
I apologize, Seth Green, if you watch this. You make a lot more money than me, so.
Yeah, sure. I wish Seth Green watched this. That'd be insane. Seth Green, if you're in the chat, let us know.
Yeah, hit me up. What's up, dude?
I love Robot Chicken. So,
and it's like I loved Robot Chicken. And this is gonna sound bad again. Sorry, Seth. If Robot Chicken didn't have Seth Green's voice, I would love Robot Chicken because it's just a bunch of dudes playing with like action figures and stuff.
He's the creator of it. He created the show.
I mean, I get that, but still.
No. So some other ones I watched a lot. There was one that popped up. Home Movies. Home Movies was a one that not a lot of people talked about. It was the guy that
Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Huh?
Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Aqua Teen Hunger Force was good. Home Movies was where I think the guy that voices Bob from Bob's Burger. That's where he like started.
I thought you were gonna say Bob the Builder.
No, Bob's Burger, where he kind of started his stuff. Was in that show, Home Movies. It was just like really cheaply animated cartoon. It was good. It was just funky Adult Swim. But yeah, Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Man, that show went on for 23 years.
Aqua Teen Hunger Force. I watched a lot of Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law.
I didn't get too much into that show. I'm not gonna lie.
I watched a lot of the Danger Bros.
The Venture Bros.
Adventure Bros, yeah.
Yeah, the Venture Bros was fun. That one was like, I don't know how to describe it. It was definitely a very weird cartoon.
It was weird.
That was like
a lot of those like Adult Swim cartoons were like horned up. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, no, because you had the moth guy,
shit.
And then you had the transsexual,
yeah,
whatever. He was to,
Yep.
like she was to him.
Yeah, but then you get into shows like what was it, Metalocalypse? It's the complete opposite. It's just a bunch of weird, bloody shit going
That's
on.
my thing.
inside.
Like, so as a guy that's very much into heavy music like that, like, but I'm not into death metal, so like that show was not really for me. And as somebody that's like into, like, I'm not into like satanic shit by any means. I'm not into, but I am into like darker tone stuff. You know what I mean? Because I love a lot of like, if for the people that are, you know, that know him, Junji Ito, he does a lot of grotesque, you know, animations and stuff like that. And, you know, like I have these shorts where this dude's being like ripped in half and everything. Like, I like that stuff. It's cool. But like whenever it comes down,
You don't like Metalocalypse.
but yeah, no, I didn't, because it really pushed the satanic side of it, of like
That wasn't the whole show, though.
it wasn't the whole show, but it pushed a lot of it. And but also, like I said, I don't like death metal. I think death metal, like, well, that type of death metal, like the Cannibal Corpse type stuff, is very annoying. Like, I don't like it. I don't. It's just very. And,
I love Deathlock.
yeah,
Metalocalypse, the show was fun for me, but Deathlock, I love their music.
yeah. It just wasn't for me. You'd think it would be, but
Avril does too.
yeah, no. Avril loves it, and Avril's not really into that type of heavier
No, he's
music.
not. And neither am I.
Yeah, and I'm into heavy music like that, and I don't like the show.
It's crazy.
It just
That's crazy.
the duality of man, I guess.
Nuanced.
Oh, this I remember this one for a second. It was Assy McGee. It was literally
Oh,
just a
yeah.
walking ass. He was like a detective.
Yeah.
It was a cop drama. Squidbillies. How much of that did you watch? You ever watch?
I hated Squidbillies. I still hate Squidbillies.
Squidbillies was one of those shows. Like, if it was the only thing on, I guess I would put it on, but I wouldn't
It was
choose.
just inappropriate to be inappropriate.
Yeah, it
I
was-
hated it so much.
It was very dumb.
And then, but King of the Hill was on Adult Swim. I loved King of the
King
Hill.
of the Hill was great.
And then you had, Family Guy got its start on Adult Swim.
Family Guy.
I think
Family Guy
bad.
to this day. Like, 'cause since we're talking about just overall, we're not like we'll talk Adult Swim, but just adult cartoons in general. Adult, like, Family Guy, even to this day, it's not as good as what it used to be, but Family Guy is so fucking funny. There's so much stuff in Family Guy, man.
I don't really enjoy adult cartoons like that anymore. They got to be like, I don't know, like a mild mannered dad.
Yeah,
Like Burgers is fine because it's like real life people.
yeah.
But then when you watch Family Guy, nothing about their like anything is like real life people. You know what I mean? Like there's
No.
a talking monkey that is a certified genius. He has a fucking time machine and a ray gun. There's a talking dog that drives a car and dates women. Like all of this stuff doesn't make any sense to me. Then you watch Bob's Burgers and it's just like everyday normal people doing dumb shit. It's so funny to me. King of the Hill was the same thing for me. It's just everyday normal people doing stupid stuff. I loved it.
I think it was the type of humor in Family Guy that
Yeah.
got me.
Yeah. Did you know that the creators of South Park actually hate Seth MacFarlane because of well, it's not even really Seth MacFarlane, but it's the writers of Family Guy because they hate like satirical comedy that the Family Guy gets up to with their writing. He thinks it's just lazy writing. And I was like, I mean, South Park I think is funnier than Family Guy.
I mean, I think the argument can go both ways a little bit, because like Don't get me wrong.
Everyone has taste.
Don't get me wrong, because like I'm not sitting here shitting on South Park or anything. I'm just saying that like South Park, all they do is shit on other people. You know what I mean? They always they shit on people all the fucking, like, that's where they find their comedy, is shitting on people. And
But the thing is like what they don't like about Family Guy is that they make jokes within jokes and then pan to like a flashback, and this is like
Yeah.
every episode for Family Guy. That's what they don't like
the
about it.
cutaways and stuff like that.
Yeah, the cutaways, the
I get that.
flashback.
I get that
stuff.
because like you're not using the actual characters for
Right.
whatever. But it's
But
like
the thing is, Family Guy recognizes that because they did a whole episode of like what they do during those like cutaways and shit,
they
and
just
they're
sit
all
there
just
texting
standing there.
and shit.
I think Lois actually like lit a cigarette during one of those to like put it out and stuff, and then they're just like, "Oh yeah, remember that time this happened?" And it was all the same shit again. And I thought
Oh.
that was really funny.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I think it was Peter that lit it, and she's like, "You think you got time for that?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, it's this kind of cutaway." And she's like, "Oh, well, all right."
Yeah.
Yeah, no, like they get it. They know what they're doing.
That's what I'm saying. I love it when shows have like self-actualization. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, we know we do this, but we're gonna continue doing it because we think it's funny.
Yeah,
And
no,
clearly it's working. You know what I mean? But again, like everybody has their own taste. I mean, I don't particularly like Family Guy. I watched a lot of Family Guy growing up. Actually, one of my favorite episodes of Family Guy, I will watch every time, is the murder mystery in that
that's a
mansion.
good episode.
I
That was a
love
really good episode.
It was a very
'Cause
good episode.
That was like a 2 to 3 part series.
Yeah. Well, I don't
Like
think it was a
episode.
series. I
No,
think
it's
it was
an
they just
episode.
made it a long ass episode.
Well, I'm pretty sure there's 2 parts to it. And they're like there's 2 really long episodes, like 2 30-minute or 40-minute episodes.
What I also enjoy is when those cartoons actually develop a storyline.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? 'Cause at the time when adult cartoons hit, there was never really any like storylines to any of them. There's just a bunch of random shit all going on at the same time.
no.
But then I remember like if you watch that murder mystery mansion episode, and then later on it explains how somebody died during that and came back. Oh, it was James Woods.
yeah,
James
Woods.
Woods came back in an episode and he was like, "Oh yeah, I'm a celebrity. I got cloned."
Yeah, I mean, he used like the blood of some
cool.
young girl or something.
Yeah, I was like, that's just cool. Having a storyline like that, that was sick.
No, what I like when cartoon, because like essentially like whenever you're a cartoon creator, you're just kind of creating characters and putting them through like adventures or misadventures and shit. And what I like is that like whenever you put them through things, you let that story continue. Because there's so many times that like there's been cartoons where they put their characters through some shit, and then like the next day it all resets.
Yeah,
But I like that.
yeah,
I like that
that was
Family Guy
that was-
will.
you said Misadventures, and I thought immediately Misadventures of Flapjack.
Yeah, no. We
even mention
didn't talk about Flapjack. Flapjack's fucking funny.
We didn't mention Chowder either.
Rada.
Rada.
No.
No, but anyways, yeah, I like adult cartoons for me. I've never really been a huge fan of them. Some of them are very fun for me, but like shows like Archer, I can't get into Archer.
I don't really fuck with Archer. There's been episodes like I don't really care for Archer. I have seen episodes of that horse like Jack Horseman or something like that.
BoJack Horseman.
BoJack-
the
I've seen episodes of that are kind of funny. I'm
or
not gonna
like
lie.
Paradise PD.
I will
know,
I will say one that I absolutely hate and is like just gross is what's it called? The one with the hormone monster or whatever. I don't
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
I don't know
though.
what it's called. If anybody in the chat knows what that one's called, the one with the
It's Nick
hormone monster.
Kroll's-
Huh?
It's Nick Kroll's show.
Yeah, I don't mind Nick Kroll's, but that show is just I don't know because
Nick
it's
Kroll-
a
Nick Kroll's super funny, but his that show is just
well because
gross.
it's gross because the whole thing is it's a kid going through hormones and there's so many different imageries of him like masturbating or some other shit. It's like he's a kid. I don't care that it's a cartoon, huh?
Big Mouth.
Big Mouth, yeah. There's so many times like I don't
I never-
want to watch a cartoon of I fucking or masturbating or whatever. Like they're kids. Like I don't care if it's a
no,
cartoon.
I never really. I don't know. I've watched a couple episodes of BoJack Horseman, but I never really watched any of those other Netflix.
Big Mouth.
Uh,
A little late there, Annie.
Yeah, she's
that,
on
late, that
delay.
latency is getting.
Yeah, but I don't really enjoy Netflix animations like that. I've never really watched any of them but BoJack.
No, and I mean, I guess there's some Netflix animations that aren't too bad. There's like this one that everybody's really getting into. It's called Arcane, but it's more of like a serious show. It's not.
Arcane is based on League of Legends though, so
Yeah.
they're getting all of League of Legends fans to watch that.
Oh,
so.
I didn't know it was based off of League. But
Yeah, there's a specific character. I don't remember her name, but she's like one of the oldest characters in the game and the highest like archer or ranged character that everybody still plays. Her name is Jinx, actually. I just remembered. But yeah, it's based on her and her sister.
But yeah, like what I was saying a little bit about the cartoons is like whenever they would take the lore, like because like in that episode where the lady news reporter like died or whatever, and they had to get in Family Guy and they had to get a new
Yeah.
reporter and everything. I thought that was cool. You know, they're making shit make sense. Or there's those like 2 to 3 episodes where like Brian died and they had a different dog. And V.
Yeah, she V or Vi, however you want to say it, is Jinx's sister from Arcane.
But like whenever they're like they just let whatever happens in episodes like carry over into other episodes and shit. I like it when they do that.
Like I'm a sucker for lore.
Yeah.
So when you do your show or your cartoon lore, I'm down for it. I'm into it.
Here's another cartoon that I didn't watch, like sit down and like try to watch every episode, but the Boondocks. I really enjoyed the Boondocks.
I thought the Boondocks.
It was fucking funny.
I thought it was so funny, dude. It was so funny.
Here's one that it was a late fucking Adult Swim one, but the Oblongs. Did you ever watch that one?
Yeah, I know what it is, but I never really liked it.
Weird,
Well,
weird
an entire
family.
Just handicapped people.
Yeah, because you had like enjoyed twins. Like I think the one kid and the mom were.
Dad was quadriplegic.
Yeah.
Or quadruple amputation, even.
Yeah. They were all just weird. It wasn't.
Yeah,
it wasn't a bad show, but yeah, it was very very strange.
The thing is like those adult cartoons tend to like dive into the cringy sometimes, and that show really really dove into the cringy, and I wasn't into it. Like I have a hard time watching the first 2 seasons of The Office because Michael's so damn cringy. You know what I mean? And then like, man, it's like your whole shtick is being cringy. I can't do it. I actually do cringe pretty easily. So,
Black Dynamite, that was a kind of a cool one.
Black Dynamite was that show is so funny, dude.
Afro Samurai was pretty sick. It only had 5 episodes. The Cleveland Show. I liked the Cleveland Show. I don't care what anybody says. I liked the Cleveland Show. I thought it was fun. Family Guy, American Dad. American Dad's great. I loved American Dad.
American Dad is doing just as well as Family Guy is now.
Oh yeah. Futurama. I didn't mind Futurama.
Never liked it.
The PJs. Yeah, the PJs was kind of cool. I did watch that a little bit. It's like this weird anime. You won't like it because it's like borderline claymation. It was just a bunch of, lives of these people that lived in, urban neighborhood, and like a housing project and everything.
He's urban.
It was a good show. King of the Hill is there. Neo Genesis. That was a cool little anime kind of thing.
Like Evangelion?
Yeah, Evangelion.
I love Evangelion. I didn't know it was on Adult Swim.
Yeah, and you got Bleach, Fullmetal Alchemist.
Oh, we're getting into like the Toonami type stuff.
Yeah, we're starting to get into that area.
Okay.
But we're kind of getting, that's more anime, so we'll leave that alone.
That's really where you're kind of drawing the line there, because that was also Dragon Ball and shit that also aired at
because now I'm really getting into like Trigun and Big O and
you're really gonna start drawing into like, I mean, we can do an anime episode, but like
revisit the anime episode again?
Yeah, another anime episode, but we really got to get Avril or Dom on for that one. You know what I mean? Because
Dom was in the last one. I would like to get Avril. I mean, I wouldn't mind getting Dom back on there for that one, but
I'd like to get both of them if we could, but. Because I don't really know anime like that.
Yeah.
I know what I know, and I don't really like to branch out from the anime that I know. So,
oh no, and I mean anybody that knows me, I'm very particular. I mean, I talked about it on the anime episode. I'm very particular about the anime that I watch. I'm very like one-sided. I like this type of anime, and that's it. I don't really branch too far out of it.
Yeah, and I mean, if you listen to the other anime episode, I like a lot of action. So like, I watch a lot of Naruto, watch a lot of My Hero, things like that. Jujutsu Kaisen, I watch a lot of those.
I don't
like anything that's like drama based or like not very much action. I can't watch it.
I like some action, but I want like a deep story. And I mean, don't get me wrong. Naruto obviously has a very deep story, and I know a lot of the Naruto story. Just from proxy, but I don't know. That's what I think. The ones that I fell in love with, I liked the darker tones, like Death Note or Tokyo Ghoul. Which actually, speaking of Tokyo Ghoul, they just put Kaneki in Dead by Daylight.
That's cool.
He's the new monster or whatever they call it in that game.
Oh, he's a killer?
Huh?
He's a killer?
Yeah, he's a killer in Dead by Daylight.
He's not a survivor?
Nope. because it's
Weird.
using him during his fucking villain arc kind of thing.
Oh, okay. Who did they add as Survivor? I'm asking you questions.
There's no survivors. No new
No
survivors.
survivors?
No.
Wow.
Just
Actually, I enjoy when DBD does that, when they add killers and no survivors, because survivors are already so very broken in that game, and they've been trying for years to balance it out. And killers still have such a hard time actually getting, This is a conversation that you're really probably not.
that we're gonna have to have. No, no. Ann and I were talking about. We can talk about it after the show. No,
DBD is fun.
Do you have any honorable mentions? I feel like we could just kind of like start throwing cartoons out there.
The honorable mentions I already said. We never talked about Chowder. We never talked about Flapjack. I mean, I was a big fan of Steven Universe and Adventure Time when they came out.
Yeah, how
big
do you feel,
fan.
I mean, let's talk about that for a minute. How do you feel about the newer age of cartoon? Johnny Test, that's another honorable mention I just saw here. Johnny Test is fun.
Oh, Johnny. Anyways, like the newer cartoons, when we say newer, they're old now.
Yeah.
Like they came out around the time that I graduated high school. Like Adventure Time, Gravity Falls, Steven Universe. All of those.
I did not mind Steven Universe. I thought Steven Universe was a pretty cool. It was
it
fun.
It pandered to a certain audience, but once you get past
it definitely pandered. It definitely pandered to a certain audience for sure. But it was good. I liked it. I thought it was fun.
I loved Steven Universe. I thought it was a great show. But when we say like newer shows, it's like new to us because we don't watch cartoons. You know what I mean? Like I don't watch cartoons daily. My kids don't care to watch cartoons, so I don't watch cartoons. But like new to us is like 2013, 2014. So like regular show, Adventure Time. I love Adventure Time because I'm a huge D&D head, and all of Adventure Time was a D&D campaign.
Yeah.
They just adapted it to be a cartoon, which I thought was super sick. I watched all of it, and it's very fun, very cool. Steven Universe, like I said, I'm a sucker for anything that builds a timeline, has lore to it. Steven Universe has a great lore, great timeline. So does Adventure Time. Regular show, I watched it because I thought it was funny. It doesn't particularly have any like story or anything to it. It's just a bunch of random animals that talk, doing a bunch of random dumb shit, and I thought it was funny.
Well, it was like that little bit of an era of cartoons was still okay. You know what I mean? It was still all right because like
now they have some weird cartoons
because they were still different animations. They were still the characters were all individuals.
I think Cartoon Network's even a channel anymore. I think
I think they're all. Well, no, because Disney Channel is finally dead. Nickelodeon's still on, but I think Disney Channel is the only one that's dead. I think Cartoon Network is still pushing, but Disney Channel is dead. But for me, when it came into like the stuff after that, was it. Like I think I said it like at the top of this episode, everything.
Okay, I got it mixed up. The Cartoon Network website has shut down, but the cable channel itself is still active.
Yeah, like I said, I think Disney Channel is the only one that's actually dead now. Excuse me. The animation's all the same because if you look at so many of those characters in these newer cartoons,
Uncle Grandpa.
Yeah, Uncle Grandpa. That's fucking weird. That show is weird.
I'm everyone's uncle and everyone's grandpa.
Yeah, incest right there.
Explain that to me.
Mm-hmm. But there's a lot of the same animation. They all look the same. They all have the same kind of shape. And like I'll even though I gave it a lot of praise, it's the same head shape as the characters in Gumball. They all have that same head shape. That like little round bit where their mouth and cheeks are, and then it just goes around. So almost a perfect little circle. Like it looks like a little boot.
What if the formula works? Then
I don't know, because the thing is, you go and look at all these other old fucking cartoons. Because even the cartoons that were made by the same people, what I was talking about with Fairly Odd Parents and Danny Phantom, like they're made by the same people. And like they had similarities, but they looked different. You know, they looked different and they had a whole different vibe. The characters had a whole different personality. and like there's an overall formula because like to comedy because like always whenever you have like a formula you have to have it's always a party of three. You can't ever it's when you get two it's a little different. But it's always a group of three where you have the brains, you have the bronze, and then you just have a fucking idiot. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
And
the classics.
or you have a really smart one.
Do you want to hear? You want to hear some of the modern Cartoon Network shows?
Sure, hit me with them.
Let's Go Bananas, Lou and the Bolly Bunch. Here's one you might know: Lucas the Spider.
Oh, is that cute little spider?
Yeah,
That one's cute. Oh,
here we go. So we have Bugs Bunny Builders, Care Bears Unlock the Magic,
the fuck?
Mush Mush and the Mushables.
Yeah. If you look at the characters in, because I just looked up Let's Go Bananas, 'cause I never heard of it. If you look at them and you look at some of the other new ones, they just look a lot of the same. You know what I mean? They all the same animation and
I've literally never heard of any of these Cartoon
Neither
Network
have
shows.
I.
Teen Titans Go is the only one I see on here that I know. Gumball's still on there because apparently they're still making episodes. Total Drama Island is still one. Totally Spies is on there.
totally
They're
spot.
making-
I think they're
They
throwing
just
shit in
rebooted
there.
it. I think Totally Spies they just rebooted it.
Oh yeah, no, they're making a new Foster's Home, which is I'm mad about. Foster's Fun
Yeah,
Time
so
for Imaginary
Adventure
Friends.
Time, Fiona and Cake is on here, which is just a reboot of Adventure Time. Bakugan Battle Planet, which is again another Bakugan thing, but that's really like none of them look interesting.
No. Yeah, no, a lot of them are like more like, and I get it, cartoons are for kids,
Maybe
but they just don't
we're
have the
older.
same vibe as what like the old Cartoon Network.
That's what I was about to say. Is that maybe we're older and these just don't look interesting, and it could just be that we're old. But know,
Yeah,
I
I mean, you're not wrong. It could be that we're older, but I don't know. You'd think that Cartoon Network would keep, that
Cartoon
vibe.
Network, yeah, well, we're a little biased though. Cartoon Network was the shit for us when we were kids, and now it's just like this.
Poopy, bunch of poo poo caca.
Mermicorno Starfall is a name of it.
What?
It's a
I'm
mermaid
gonna pull up some old ones here. You ever watch Oswald, the little
Oswald that Enswald.
the octopus?
No.
You didn't watch any of those like those like real like kid kind of shows growing up?
No, I didn't.
Did you
I
watch?
tended to stay away from. I did watch Little Einsteins. I watched Backyardigans, but I didn't really watch anything
The
like that.
Backyardigans fucking theme is great.
Here with your friends.
But did you watch Miss Spider Sunny Patch Friends?
No, but Savannah talked about that one.
Dude, I love that cartoon. That cartoon was awesome.
Yeah, because I found out I think yesterday that we were doing the cartoon episode, and she was talking about cartoons and stuff, and I was like, she mentioned that cartoon, and I was
Yeah.
like, I don't even know what that is.
That was a great cartoon, brother. Awesome one. There was the Spider-Man, the new animated series. They based it off of the show, off the movie. It was strange. Static Shock. Did you watch
Static
that?
Shock.
The only other DC thing that I fucked with.
Superhero. Blue Beetle had a show back in the day too. I
Sonic
Dang.
X. That was a badass show.
never watched it.
We didn't even talk about Ben 10. Why'd we leave Ben 10 out of it?
I never watched Ben 10.
You didn't watch Ben 10 was a shit, dude. I had an Omnitrix growing up, man. I thought I was the coolest kid. I was sitting there walking around, slapping my
knew what
wrist all
Ben
the time.
Was, but I never really got into it.
This was a drama show that wasn't terrible. It was called 16. I definitely watched a couple episodes of it. Samurai
So-
Jack. We didn't talk much about that, did we?
No, I mean I watched a bit of Samurai Jack. Samurai Jack is short though.
No,
You know,
it's not
you can
long.
finish Samurai
They
Jack
brought it
in a
back.
day. Yeah, but they ended it again. You can still finish it in a day.
And so there's been multiple Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle cartoons. I don't know why I didn't talk about this, but there's been multiple ones. There was obviously the original one back in like the 80s and the 90s. I don't remember. That was awesome. But the one that was the absolute best was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in 2003. It is the best animation. They look awesome. They're so cool looking in that one. And it was just like action packed. It was just an awesome, awesome cartoon.
I didn't get into TMNT until I got older.
Dude, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is great. But yeah, like the animation there, like all of the cartoons have always been, kind of kiddish, but the comics, if you read the comics, dude, the comics are dark. Like in the current state of the comics right now.
And Rocksteady in the comics, the way that they were made is crazy.
In the current state of the comics, all the turtles are dead besides Mikey, I think.
Oh yeah.
They're all dead. He's I think it's Mikey. Yeah, he's the last Ronin is what they call him. And I think he might also be like missing an arm and he like has something else on him. I don't know. I can't remember. But him and I think April are the only two alive. Casey Jones is dead.
I knew all of this. Like I said, I didn't get into TMNT until I got older.
But it's sick.
And I really enjoyed, like, because a lot of people, if you watch the movies, you'll know like Bebop and Rocksteady, or like even the older ones with the big ass rat and the other one.
Oh, Toka and Razor. Yeah, I don't even think Toka. I think Toka and Razor was only made for that movie. I don't think they're really in much of anything else.
No, not anything else, but in the comics they're in there.
Oh yeah,
like,
I think they were.
Yeah, but there are so many more than just those four.
Yeah, Bebop and Rocksteady were the big ones, and I was surprised that they didn't bring them in, but
they're in the newer TMNTs.
Yeah, they're in the newer one, which I still have not watched that one.
I mean, a lot of people shit on them, but like I enjoyed them just because it's TMNT, really. Yeah. But I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I'm sure they were fun, like those ones, because I watched the first one that they did of that. I just didn't like. I didn't like the way that turtles look. They look like fucking monsters.
Yeah, they do. But the second one is a lot better. The turtles still look the same, I'll be honest with you, but a lot more action. Bebop and Rocksteady are in it. My only complaint was that, the turtles look weird.
And did they do Krill or whatever the fuck his name is, the brain in that movie?
Yeah.
I'm sure that probably looked fucking weird.
No, I don't think he was in the movie. I think they sneak peeked him at the end of it, but they never made a third movie, I don't think.
Because what they had them fight Shredder in the first one, right? And
Shredder was the first one,
and then Bebop and Rocksteady in the second.
Bebop and Rocksteady in the second one. Yeah.
But you can't have Bebop and Rocksteady without Krill because they were this henchman.
Well, I mean, it's a different timeline, I guess. Was Krill?
Was it Krill? I can't remember his name, but
I don't remember his name either. Brain monster.
Yeah. Krang. That's his name. Krang.
Krang.
Krang is his name.
Was it Krang or Kang?
Krang. Krang. That was his name. That's the boy's name.
Ew. TMNT.
Henchman. Yeah. No, they don't show it.
Yeah. Out of the Shadows, was that one of the newer ones?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you. What I liked what the older ones did. We're kind of getting into the movies. They had Super Shredder in there because Super Shredder was sick.
Yeah, Teenage Mutant Out of the Shadows was the first of the newer live action ones. And Krang was in it. Krang was in the 2016 movie Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows, voiced by Brad Garrett. He was the main antagonist.
Didn't know that.
So I'm thinking the second one was...
the first one they fought Shredder.
I think the second one was Shredder and Bebop and Rocksteady then.
We're getting off tangent here. We'll figure it out.
I have to know.
Movies. Because 2014 was the first one. The first of the new ones. And they fought Shredder.
Okay. So then 2016 was the sequel. Okay. So 2016 was a sequel, and yes, Krang and Bebop Rocksteady were in that movie.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was about to say, because
Yeah,
And
I
a
read
lot
it
of
wrong.
a lot of the times, like whenever you see Bebop and Rocksteady, they're with Krang.
Yeah, that was my bad. Okay, yeah, I said so. He made his first live action appearance. I thought it said he was in the first live action
Oh yeah, no.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie. My bad.
Yeah, I just thought the turtles looked weird, and I was like, I think I prefer the puppets from the originals.
I don't like it either way, but I do. I
I thought the
liked
puppets were
Bebop
fucking
and
great. I
Rocksteady.
loved the OG. Fucking.
They weren't. They were like full in like spandex suits.
Well, no,
and
yeah,
shit.
there were suits, but the mask was like a puppet thing.
Yeah, the mask was a puppet thing. Yeah.
But yeah, because like the first two, because like that one, the first one, and then Secret of the Ooze, the third one was dog shit. But the first two, the first one was way better because it was like kind of darker and edgier, and that's where that was gonna be their whole tone. They were gonna make them darker and edgier, like they did in like the
Well,
comics
that's
and
what they
stuff.
said about the newer ones too, but they didn't.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure Casey Jones even made it to the newer ones.
I think he did. I'm looking at screenshots here. It's played by the same guy that played Arrow in the Arrow TV show, which ain't a bad thing, I guess.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, I see it now. Oh yeah, he played in the one with Megan Fox in it. I forgot about that.
But back to the cartoons. But yeah, no, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle cartoons. That was the best one.
Talking about the 07 TMNT.
No,
Or he's talking about
03.
from-
The 07 one was the animated one, the TMNT, and then there was this
We were
teenage
talking about cartoons again. I didn't know if you were talking which animated one you were talking. There's like 10.
2003, the one that came out in 2003. They made a game, like it made a couple games. So there's one game specific that was on the Game Boy that was fucking top tier.
Shredder's Revenge was pretty fun.
I'm trying to get some of these little ones before we cut this off. Just to kind of, if it sparks anything that we used to watch. Code Lyoko. That was cool. That was an awesome.
Great theme song.
Yeah.
Amazing theme song.
And I like that it was like 2D and 3D at the same time. It was super
Yeah,
sick.
that made my brain hurt sometimes, but it was good.
Super good cartoon. I think that's really about it. No, here's another adult one. It's called Drawn Together. You ever watch that?
I did watch Drawn Together.
That one was
That
cooked.
was,
That was Comedy Central. That one
that
was
reminds me of Happy Tree Friends a lot.
Happy
Drawn
Tree Friends,
Together.
dude. Okay, so I can talk about Happy Tree Friends because like Happy Tree Friends, because a lot of people know it as just Happy Tree Friends, but it used to be called Happy Tree Friends and Friends because it used when it was like on like a television kind of thing. So the and Friends part was they would do like little side animations between each episode. So they did Happy Tree Friends. Let's get this Happy Tree Friends and Friends. There was like other cartoons that they would do in between them, and there were a lot of what's the best way to put it? Like flash cartoons, basically, kind of like back in the what's the website I used all the time growing up? That was Flash.
Newgrounds.
Like Newgrounds episode, like shows. Because there's one that was called Drinkin' Lincoln or Drunken Lincoln. I think it was Drinkin' Lincoln.
Yes, sir.
Where he was like just getting drunk all the time, doing stupid shit, accidentally kill somebody or something.
Yeah.
Cartoons. I don't know if it will show the other cartoons that were coming on it, but Drinkin' Lincoln. There was PD and JD, which was this animated little short. It was like maybe like a couple seconds long, where it was like these two animated alien friends, and they would just get into a bunch of shit, and they would like kill each other, you know, like trap one in a microwave or something dumb.
Oh yeah.
I
forgot about though.
Yeah, dude, there were so many little side cartoons. It was such.
Not
a
how
good time.
Aaron got his start, was doing animations for Newgrounds.
Yeah, that's how he got to start doing, because he did Metal Gear Awesome, Pokey Awesome. There's people that grew up watching those like Pokey Awesome and stuff, and he would do that. He used to do it
Do I talk in the top of this microphone or the front of it?
up front.
Okay, I was doing it right the whole time.
Yeah. No, he.
I'm
So,
stupid. And so I sometimes I'm just like dumber than hell.
No, because I mean, most of the mics that we use, we talk into the top of it. That one's in the front.
That's true. See, I'm doing it again, talking
Yeah.
in the top like an idiot.
It's a very different microphone. But you know, he started doing that, making animations, and then he did essentially what I was talking about, just making quick little things for MTV. He'd make quick little like cartoons for MTV that would be like in between like commercials essentially. And you know, it just kind of carried on from that. And
Yeah, I knew about that.
and then he started doing, you know, he started getting big with like the Poke Awesome and everything. Like, oh, my knee. Like, fucking Poke Awesome was great. Poke.
Oh, but yeah, dude. Happy Tree Friends. You talk about a misnomer, though. You know what I mean?
What do you
Like you
misnomer?
Happy Tree Friends. Yeah, like it's misnamed
Oh.
because like you think Happy Tree Friends is like some kid
Oh,
show.
yeah. You would think it's like all
You think
happy and stuff like that.
And it's just like a happy-go-lucky group of dudes and chicks having a good time.
Nope.
But then you see that they're all dying and murdering each other.
little fuzzy animals. Like I think
Yeah, dude.
the
Shit
one
was wild.
the one
And it was genuinely like watching Drawn Together. It was just like this is kind of like Happy Tree Friends. Genuinely,
the one
it's just a bunch of people staying in the same house, right? And they end up like just hating each other.
it was like a fucked up animated drama show.
Yeah.
The character that always got my dad and I was Flippy, the ex-military one that had PTSD.
Yes, sir.
I used to know all their names. I don't remember any of them now. I just remember Flippy because, you know, he was the big one, but they all had like names and shit like that. Oh no, and Lumpy, the moose. I think that was his name, Lumpy.
Yeah.
He was that fucking moose, dude. That moose is fucking hilarious. You know, that I don't know. My dad let me watch some weird shit growing up.
My parents didn't. I didn't really get into that until I was a teenager. not all.
Trying to think if there was any more cartoons that we were missing. I think we hit a lot of them.
I mean, I sparked a bit of a conversation with Happy Tree Friends, so there's that.
But no, I think this is a good little revisit to it, and you know, I wanted to get Dom on here because I wanted to see his perspective on cartoons and stuff like that because he had such a big thing with you know, anime and everything.
Boondocks.
You're pushing it.
Don't glaze over that. We'll talk to a pod.
Nope, stop. No. No, I think this is when everybody starts showing up. This is when we start to end it.
Usually.
That's how it always goes. But more
Oh.
people start showing up every time once we start ending it. Maybe we're gonna have to change the time that we do this. No, I think what I was talking to Anna about it is like getting back into the swing of doing this and getting everybody else that hasn't been watching us for the last like month to get back in the swing that we're doing this every week. You know what I mean?
It's gonna be a slow grind.
Because I think we have to build ourselves back up. Because I think that month long of us not doing anything and not posting every day like we were, it fucked our algorithm up a little bit, and we're not popping up as much. So
It'd be like that, man.
we gotta start sharing everything. That's why I'm going through so much stuff trying to make clips.
I got to get my freaking Facebook back up.
I told you, man, just make a new one.
What's the point?
Because you're not gonna get into the old one. Just make a new one.
Yeah, but why make a new one?
Because then you can share to the social media.
Then I have to refriend 380 something people.
No, you don't have to refriend them. You can just refriend the people you want on there and then go from there.
That sounds bad.
Literally everybody on my Facebook, I added people like. Now we're just talking about this is where this is where the podcast is starting to die out because we're near the end of it.
Yeah, right.
But my Facebook, because I mean, if anybody that has me on Facebook, I legitimately only use my social media for promoting the podcast and the show. Like, you go to my Facebook right now, there's maybe 1 to 2 posts that have anything that has nothing to do with the show. And other than that, like in the one, it's like, you know, like a sappy post about, you know, Dylan passing away or something like that. Like, I don't think there's really much of any normal post on there. I'm trying to get better. I want to get better about being on my Instagram, you know what I mean? And like kind of be like a person on there. And then I need to start posting more shit on the the sweet nostalgia Instagram right here. Um, but yeah, no, getting back into the swing of things and sharing it around has been an annoying hassle. Because like I said, I think our algorithm got a little messy with that little month-long hiatus that we were on. That's why I was like, when we ran into our issue today, I was like worried that we weren't going to do the show, and I was like, no, like we got to do it, like we have to. We got to find so even if we have to do it through a phone call, I don't care. Like we got to do it. No, I mean, like always at the end of each one of these podcasts, we like to sit down with everybody and just kind of like give you guys updates and stuff of what's going on, especially with how long like we had that little hiatus and everything. You know, because that makes it a bit harder to do. Oh shit.
Yeah, well, yeah, but life happens.
You know, we want to get on here and just kind of keep you guys updated. As you guys have been seeing, we've obviously been uploading new stuff. I mean, the viewership has been kind of lower. Just, I mean, obviously because, like I was just saying, the getting it back up and rolling. I'm trying to go through. If you haven't seen, if you go back, I did put thumbnails on all the old videos. If you go look, I put, well, not on all of them. I'm still working on the BioShock ones because that's how many we have, a bunch of those. But I'm doing them half-assed because like I thought they would just be funny that way because it just kind of fits our channel instead of going full Photoshop mode and doing everything. I just kind of put big bubble heads using like Snapchat and shit. But trying to revamp the channel and everything. I've been sitting here in this undisclosed location just cranking away at trying to revise and revive the channel back to its glory days that we had it. But also like we could use your guys' help. Obviously, if you guys, if you haven't already, if you're watching, subscribing, it takes just 2 clicks or 1 click, right down there just to hit it. And for those people that are new, to incentivize you in doing it, we do this live podcast every week on Wednesday at 7 p.m.
On the dot, if not a little late.
Yeah, I think like the first 2 we had to do them a little bit late because we're just trying to get reestablished with everything. We got new equipment and stuff, and we're just kind of having some issues with some of the equipment. But we do that at 7 p.m. and then also we release gaming content as well. Because as you can see, it is Sweet Nostalgia. The channel is Sweet Nostalgia. So not only do we do this nostalgic podcast, but we play nostalgic games. We play older games. Like right now, we're playing through BioShock and the Telltale's Walking Dead game. Because James has never played that game, so we thought that was a great one. I've played through it and I love it. Him and I have both played through BioShock. It's just that was a great game, and we just both want to replay it. And relive it. We've been playing Left 4 Dead, the first one, and just a couple other old games. We played like a Hot Wheels game too, just because, growing up playing with Hot Wheels and everything. And then we have plenty more that are coming out that we have to re-record after the 18 hours of lost footage. But
yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, that was frustrating. But no, that's what the channel has to offer. Also to people that are watching, that's new to watching, or to people that have been watching, if you haven't done it, we still have, so right here is right below the mic right here is the Sweet Nostalgia, Cash App. So one, that is definitely for like, supporting the channel in some sort of way if you want to, while we make it, and we can kind of bring you guys more and different content and everything, because we're actually working on we're going to be doing a IRL content of going around town. You guys got this, buddy. Annie says, well, thank you, Annie. We know you've been a huge supporter. We're bringing you guys new content with that, because like what we've said multiple times, this channel is very important to us, and we want to keep it coming, and bringing more and more content to you guys. We just had a mild little hiccup that lasted a little bit longer than what we wanted to. but we're trying to bring it back together in full, well, harder than what we had it. So which camera am I looking at? Is it this middle one? It's that one. I was looking at the wrong camera. Because I'm using my phone. For the people that don't know, I'm using my cell phone. I have a 16 Pro and it has the 3 cameras, so I didn't know which one I'm supposed to be looking at. Yeah, so we're trying to bring you guys new content and different content. But what I was about to say is that if anybody that's watching or sees this, you can submit your music or your art. So you can, for $3, submit your stuff, your art or your music, and at the beginning of the show, we'll put it in there. We'll play your song throughout the intro and everything, or put your art on the screen for that little, because we usually do a 5 to 10 minute pre-show thing to let everybody come in. You can submit your stuff there, and that way we can kind of show it off, because we want to make this like a community thing, and help people grow and bring people together that way. The same thing goes, I'm just I'm trying to make sure that we're shouting people out right here. Creative Sanctuary, Jen, she's an amazing, huh?
I sneezed.
Oh. Jen, she's an amazing woman. She created this place called Creative Sanctuary. They just need a little bit of help getting back up on their feet. She used to have, it was a full established thing, but Alexandria, where she had it, is a small crippling town that is slowly dying, and the building that they had was being demolished, so they couldn't hold it there anymore. So they're trying to get it. She's trying to get it back together. Great woman over there, very supportive of the arts, as it is in the name. She made a place, a sanctuary for people to go and be creative. So if you guys could go over there and give her some love and support, so that way she can rebuild it and help bring everybody together again. Then right next to that is the Sweet Nostalgia Instagram. You can head over there where we'll post. We're trying to post more stuff. I'm trying to make sure that we post more stuff. And you can kind of keep up to date, message us on there, or, and just kind of get a hold of us in a certain way through there. Then right next to that is my Twitch, my personal Twitch. I'm working on my way of getting back into it. I've been on Twitch for years now, affiliated. Life has been its own thing, so I'm trying to get back into live streaming again over there. So if you want to go give that a look-see, I'm currently locked out of it because I changed phone numbers, and that's stupid. I have to get on Twitch and Authie's ass because you have to have some sort of authentication app, and it's stupid. But yeah, no. That's pretty much about it. I think this was a great episode. Kind of getting back. Like I said, we're still trying to get back in the swing of things. But thank you guys for the continued support and patience and everything, and still coming out and hanging out. Do keep a lookout for the new content that's going to be coming soon. We just need this one piece of equipment, and then we're close to having that. So get that one piece of equipment, and then we're good. We're gonna start bringing in some new content for you guys. And he says, I'm going to pay $3 just to submit me saying "lee" over and over again. Well, if you do it, I will have to put it on there. I'm obligated to do so. So if you do that, you will be in the intro saying "lee." So submit it over there. On the Instagram, I'm going to post something over there about it because I've been needing to do that and make it an actual sanctioned thing and try to make it more official. You know what I mean? Like with like a website and blah 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 blah. So. But for right now, just submit it over there. If you do that, Anna, just give me your email, and that way I can. I said Anna, right? Didn't I? Annie.
Yep.
If you do that, Annie, just attach your email over to it, or you have me personally on Discord. So send me the video of you going lee on there, and then we'll just have a whole 5 minutes of you going lee. You got anything else you want to add, James? Because I feel like I take over a lot when it.
Yeah. Well, I just let you cook, man. You know what I mean? You say everything that we both want to say. You've been doing it, so I'll just let you do it. Everything that he just said, I second that. But also, I love you. Thanks for showing up. We'll see you next week.
Hell yeah. No, sometimes I feel like I'm just taking over it. You know what I mean? It's like that's
It-
why
it-
that's why so
it
many
gen-
times if you guys watch best
I'm
episode
gonna be
because
real with you. What I've been doing this whole time, I got my Facebook on my computer, logged in and everything. Now I need to get it on my phone, and I'm trying to do that currently.
it's
So
just not letting you do it on your phone. That's stupid.
It's not letting me do it on my phone at all. you know?
Andy says
So,
Andy says best episode because I'm back. Yeah, you know what? You're right. I'll give you that one, Andy.
wrong.
I'll give you that one. We missed your presence in these shows. Literally both episodes. Go back and watch the other two episodes. Like we've said multiple times. Like we're just waiting for hey buddies.
Leave a comment.
But you know that's why you see in like a lot of episodes where like now you're just getting some behind the scenes where I'm like, you want to do the intro? Like, because I think because
The thing is I'm a man of consistency, and if you know, he does it, I let him do it. You know what I mean? I don't. It doesn't bother me.
I think
either
it's
way.
just because like I'm also used to doing like this type of shit, so it's just easy and it comes to my brain, and then I think it's just because like I don't know, I just articulate it in a way that it's something that we'll both say. You know what I mean? Maybe, perhaps, whatever. All right. I know. Right after I said that shit, it was just
Yeah, right. I was just like, okay,
yeah, just all right. This is all right. I'm just talking.
just
Just
is what it
where's
is.
it at? What does it have it? Nope. Robot monster pitch up. Nope. Don't have no echo. I'm just talking to myself. Just out here in the ether talking to myself.
God.
No.
Oh my God.
But thank you guys for coming and hanging out. You know, you already did your little outro, didn't you?
Hugs and kisses.
Hugs and kisses from the J Man himself, and as always, Reba's Deer Cheese. Anna, hit us up. We have to play a game or something like that together. Download Grounded. Play Grounded with James and I or something.
That'd be cool.
Tonight or something. I don't know. Or if I don't have it, but James has it, go play Monster Hunter with them.
Oh, I'll carry you. Genuinely.
But
I'm the
go
greatest here
hit us up.
in this room.
Because like I can at least, even though I'm not playing Monster Hunter with y'all, I'll at least jump into the call and hang out with you. But nope, I hope everybody have a good night. Reba's Deer Cheese, and we'll talk to you in the next one. Bush bye.
Bougie bye. I don't know why.